What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear, got my homie Carter presents. Welcome to a slightly delayed episode, number 228 of the Blerd Cave, the number one comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse. And yes, I just pointed bacon at you. For those of you who are watching live. I don't think Carter was ready for that.
No, you know what it is? I can't see you. I had to refresh the YouTube link.
Oh, you know what? Here, let me hook you up, brother. Let me hook you up. I'm sorry. That is my apologies.
So like I'm waiting for YouTube. Like only thing I can see right now is nothing. I can see you. Okay, there we go.
There you go. It's fixed now. Want to apologize to those who were sitting here wondering where the hell we were. Let's have a little story time. A little story time with Blerd Without Fear. So there was a Windows update this week. Actually, just a couple of days ago. I think actually the day before, just yesterday, as a matter of fact, I think. And typically when there's a Windows update, there's also an NVIDIA update. So when I went to push the, before we get to that, I updated my computer, but did not update NVIDIA, as one might imagine. And what is so hilarious about this is the whole time I've been awake and the whole time I've been talking to Carter, there's something that's been nagging at me that I was supposed to do. I couldn't remember what it was. And now I do. As soon as I hit the start stream button, OBS was like, was it a old Teddy Long from WWE SmackDown? That was basically what OBS did. OBS came out and said, "Hold on a minute, player." And told me that he was booking a tag team match and that I was gonna have to take on the Undertaker. So unless I update my NVIDIA driver. So that is why some of you may be wondering why we were a little late. I apologize. It was not intentional or on purpose by any stretch of the imagination.
Two things.
Yes.
Two things. Mm-hmm. One, I was not late. Second thing, now that I know what the bacon comment was referencing and the fact that you was smacking in my goddamn ear, I don't know how good that bacon is, so I'm just gonna brush my beard and protest.
I mean, you can do it. You're more than welcome to. But what I will say is, because bacon is always good. Anyway, what I like to say, Carter? A wizard is never late.
You gotta show that bacon again. Wait.
What? This is my bacon.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, did you do? Okay, I'm trying to see if you actually put it on a fucking skillet, or you one of them sickos like my younger sister. She throw that shit in the microwave real quick. One of them degenerates. It didn't look fully cooked, and I didn't hear a crunch or nothing. So that's one of them quick speed run bacon. Like, ugh.
No, we don't do speed run bacon.
I'm gonna say, nigga, if that's how propane makes bacon, I don't want that bacon.
No.
Okay.
No. This was. So typically, I guess, let's pull the curtain back a little bit. So I'm lazy and I don't really like messing with the skillet.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a gentleman. Put my bacon in the oven.
You're a heathen.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I take a pan, put down some aluminium, because that's how British people say aluminum. Take some aluminium foil because I'm fancy, and put the bacon down and set the oven to broil, and my bacon is done relatively quickly. So Yeah. That's me. That's how I live. That's how the other half lives. I don't know.
I didn't even want to start the show like this. I didn't even want to do a regular ass intro because as soon as the countdown stopped, I was gonna cut you the fuck off because I already have the name of what this is going to be on Spotify. I already had it in my head. I was damn near going to get this entire live stream demonetized just because of what I was going to play. When we started this show, I didn't know we were going to get some kind of sick, perverse bacon teachings taught to everybody listening and watching right now. But when this gets posted to Spotify, and again, we are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, the whole shebang. So be sure to, go over there, look us up. Blerd Cave, you'll see his face, you'll see my face, no bacon, and give us a rating. The name of this episode is going to be called Ego. I was actually going to play the Beyonce joint because I thought the Kanye joint that I posted about me getting my platinum on Alan Wake was way too on the nose. But again, this episode 228, matter of fact, of the Blerd 228 is going to be called Ego. Yes, we're going to be talking about Invincible Season 2 starting. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Gen V finale, which I did not know was the finale until he fucking told me. We're also going to be talking about the Echo trailer. And just like I said on my Twitch stream yesterday, for all of you guys that were there, I was streaming on Twitch, which is a very rare occurrence. I got a few choice words to say about the Echo trailer and to the people who watched it. So with all that being said, the reason that this is going to be called Ego, because Ernie don't know where I'm going with this. He didn't know I was going to go this far into it. When I got, we got to start it like this.
Yes.
For all of you people that know, because you all were asking about it last week. Yes, Sin, that was the finale of Gen V. All you people that were asking me about Alan Wake 2, are you going to play it? You going to stream it? No, I don't want to play it. I don't want to touch it anymore. Like right now, I'm going to sit on my throne. I'm going to sit on the island of relevancy by myself because, like I said earlier, I did get the platinum trophy in that game, and then I posted it on Instagram with Kanye Can't Tell Me Nothing playing. And while I'm driving home, I get a message from this dude here. This will be the last N-bomb on the stream from me, but I'm on the freeway. I'm just jamming, letting my iPod play through my sound system. And then I see a notification on my phone that just says nigga in all caps and like 3 exclamation points from the Blerd Without Fear. Like, okay, I know that he's also playing Alan Wake 2. So it's either there was a twist that just caught him, or he just got some really big news because he sent it on Discord. And at this point, I'm nervous, but I'm also excited. Like, okay, maybe he caught something again on Alan Wake 2. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I go ahead and I call him. So, and I let him know I'm on the freeway. I don't know why you yelled at me and said nigga with 3 exclamation points, but could you elaborate on what you meant, sir? And I could hear the smile on his goddamn face. I know that makes not a lick of sense, but I could literally hear the smile on his face. So with all that being said, Mr. Blerd Without Fear, do you want to tell them why you sent me a message on Discord while I was on the freeway that just said nigga in all caps and 3 exclamation points? You want to tell them why?
Yes, I will share. I will share. So ladies and gentlemen, and MBs, kings, queens, and cosmic beings. So y'all know, I would imagine you'd know by now, I am a tremendously big fan. I would even call myself a forever fan of an artist who some of you have seen his works on my channel, he is largely known for his work on X-Force. Also largely known now, more recently, for his work on X-Men. And what happened was I was just out and about. I was minding my own business. I was actually going to go get actually, I know exactly what was going on. I was going to GameStop. I was actually literally mid walking into the door at GameStop to go pick up my copy of RoboCop on PlayStation 5. I don't know why I went into David Hayter mode, but yeah. But yeah, I was going to go do that. And I saw I got a DM. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I normally ignore Twitter DMs for the most part. Like, not to say I can't be reached, but I'm not as quick to jump in them when I see I have a DM. I'm weird that way. It's not the first thing I look for when I open Twitter. But this time, Twitter actually sent a notification directly to me because sometimes it's weird. Ever since old Muskie took over, my notifications have been all over the place. But I see a message from one Joshua Cassara. Or Josh, just Josh, because apparently, he just goes by Josh.
Do you want to show them?
Yes, I am.
Great work.
Oh yes, no, most certainly. So, like I said, this is a scholar and a gentleman. Scholar and gentleman, especially if you've been reading X-Men as of late. Josh Cassara's work has been, I would dare say, large and in fucking charge. And here, actually, let's pull this up. Actually, no, not this one, because this is not. Josh doesn't get to do every issue. He doesn't get to do every issue, sadly. I wish that he did, because the man is off the chain. Matter of fact, here, let's use this image, because I saw him post this on, he actually posted this on Twitter, or X, or whatever the fuck we're calling it now. He posted this bad boy on Twitter the other day, and I'm not gonna lie, if I could get it as a poster, I would. So here, let's pull this up. I want to. This is Exhibit A here, and I'm gonna take this down just from because we're not talking about Invincible just yet. We're just gonna do that. Yeah, there we go. This is Mr. Cassara out here, and also I just kind of want to point this out as well, because like I said, my familiarity with him as an artist is honestly largely more on the X-Force side of things, because he did a lot. He did a fair chunk of X-Force. X-Force kind of jumped around a little bit on artists here and there, but yeah, he did a lot. He did a lot for X-Force, but yeah, just to give you, I just wanted to put that out there just as an idea, just so you kind of know where we're coming from here. This guy is somebody who has been out here in the X weeds, in the X office, out here just creating. And you know what I also want to do? Actually, here, I want to pull something up.
Okay.
Because I want to, because I always say, seeing an artist's work in color is one thing. But you know what I like to see, Carter? I like to see the pens and the inks. That's what I want to see. That is the true measure of an artist. When I can look at the raw pen and ink and just marvel it. And I said that intentionally. Matter of fact, you know what?
Didn't do that with your fingers to just say you marveled art. You did that with your fingers because you were trying to get that excess bacon that was left over on your fingers. That's why you did that shit. So we ain't got to lie for nobody. Just show the art.
Yeah. Here it is. This is the one. I actually was trying to cherry pick one of my favorites.
Okay.
But this right here.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, like I said, when I see an artist just raw, just pen and ink, this is the thing that gets me every time. And just it's the little details, little fine details, like how he layers everything, his hatching. The shadow work, the line work, all of it's just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I envy Josh Cassara because he is just that good.
I like the cover to this newest issue of X-Men, really.
Oh, yeah. That here,
he did the cover to that as well. And
yes, he
the
did.
reason that Cyclops has his eyes sold in right now is his art. It's disgusting, but it looks really good at the same time.
It is. No, it's gorgeous. Like, here, let's here we go, right here. Bam.
This is him. This is Josh.
That is your boy right there. Like, just a fantastic artist. Fantastic artist. Matter of fact, what was there was another one he did. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? Yeah, this is his cover right here too. Yeah, I think.
Yep.
If I'm not, this is his. Yep, that's his cover. But yeah, the guy is just a menace. He's a menace. Yeah. But he's also a menace who is one of you. He is not just an enjoyer of drawing all things X-related, but he's one of you. He is one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. And I know this because I have it on good authority. You know why? Because he told me. He told me as much. Now, I'm going to pull this up here because, like I said, I'm a scumbag. And, we are just going to, we're just going to put this out here. But, Carter, I'm going to share a little message that he sent me, in the Twitter DMs. He says, "Hey, man, just want to tell you that you do outstanding work on your videos. They are excellent. While I'm deep into my own books and scripts, and since I can't draw every issue, your videos help tie together a lot of the story or context that I missed, especially a lot of backstory I'm not familiar with. Anyway," I'll wait till that goes away real quick because it's.
Appreciate that African currencies are.
Yes. I want to put the respect on it, so I'm gonna let it sit. Yeah. He says, "Anyway, just thought you should know. Hope you're getting the traction and response you deserve and are able to keep it rocking. Keep it up. Cheers, Josh." So it's this type of stuff right here that is what it's all about. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like Carter was talking about getting the plat on Alan Wake. This is getting the plat for me. Just period. On this is getting like a life platinum. Like when someone who works on the stuff that you love comes to you and says, "Hey, you helped me." It's like, bruh, ain't that something? Man. LJ Bress. What, I owe Josh a 3-hour stream? No, I can't do that.
No, we're good.
No. He's the GOAT, but
okay, yeah, sir, Yuri G, you made a good point. You got to drop one of Clues bombs for yourself. Just
yeah,
you really have to.
You know what? Here, let's. Ain't that something? Yeah. Look. Oh man, what did they say?
I had to tell him yesterday because I'm like I'm deep diving into that message and just looking at every word that was used, and it's like, man, if you think about that, he's basically saying, okay, Marvel just hit me up. I got to do issue 36. What the fuck is going on with the X-Men right now? How could I draw this scene the way Jerry Duggan wants me to draw this scene? I don't know a good way to. Whoa, shit, that's what I could do. watch Blerd Without Fear real quick. All right, what's going on? Oh, okay. I know how I could draw this out to be dope. That is nuts.
Well, it's kind of funny because here's the thing. I know that because we follow each other.
Yeah.
And like the other day I posted a thing, and this is actually before I released my video on the matter, but I had posted a tweet or what did they say? I X'd. And I said I say it ironically, but yeah. The tweet was basically I posted that two of the characters that are on Doom's X-Men team are not new characters. At least not news in like, oh, this is their first appearance. Was Dreamer and Iron Cloak. We actually saw them in Chip Zdarsky's X-Men Fantastic Four. And he came along. He was like, good eye. And I was like, man. But yes, but yeah, it's yeah, it's I mean, look, yeah, I saw Elias Wesley was already about to be working as a Marvel historian. I doubt that. No, they won't. I don't think they'll call me for that.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said they pretty sure that that Rob already got that job on lock.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, I wouldn't mind being backup. You put me on like if you just want to have a bench, yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Nobody except me is saying need Ernie and Dave hosting an official X-Men panel ASAP.
I mean, so here's the thing. I could talk to Dave. For those who know who I'm talking about, we're talking about Dave Busing from Comic Book Herald. Dave and I have talked a lot in the past, and here's one thing I know that he and I can talk about. We could talk about some X-Men. He and I have had many conversations about X-Men, and there's a lot to be said. Which actually reminds me, I do need to reach out to him because we got to get some stuff going. But yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna put this out here. Marvel, if you want me to come on and consult, if you want me to, if Rob is busy, come holler at your boy. I got you. I'm a lifelong reader and I know things. Even if sometimes I mix up names, because sometimes I don't make notes. I just talk. But that's it. That was the highlight of my week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Actually, probably the highlight of the month already, which is weird considering the month just started. That's actually probably like, honestly, top 5 of the year. Yeah, just crazy things happening. But that said,
and that's how I felt. That's how I felt with Alan Wake 2. It's just that I've been waiting 13 years for that game to come out, and it's finally out. I enjoyed myself. And
yeah, you was on it.
Yeah. Like that's why I made the comment of like that game ain't even been out a week, and I went ahead and I got the platinum trophy for it because I was just it's like I said on Twitter, I real deal no life that game, and I don't think I ever want to do that ever again. But because I don't give a because I'm not somebody who just like gives a fuck about.
I don't either.
Trophies and all that dumbass shit. I have this is lucky number 5 for me.
Oh man,
out of how long they've been doing this crap. And I think the others I got were accidental and very easy. I think it's technically only my second platinum trophy where I actually tried to get it. The first game that I actually tried that on, since we are all being comic nerds here, funny enough, fucking Deadpool.
Really?
And the only reason was because I liked the name of the platinum trophy for the Deadpool game.
I don't remember the name of it. What was it?
You can go trade it in now.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
I just thought that was hilarious. So
I like that.
So Deadpool and Alan Wake 2, like that's why one of my friends, like I showed him that I got the plat, and he started showing me like memes and other things like that. For all of you that were watching my Twitch stream yesterday, my boy Posheep, he just starts sending me like little stuff trying to have a conversation. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't give a fuck about nothing else today. Like this was right after I got the platinum trophy. Was like, I don't think it just sunk in for you, big bro. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm chilling today, dog. I'm going to bed right now. I have done it all. Okay. I'm going to bed. It's 5:15 in the evening. I'm going to bed. I am gonna lay here and chill. You can't tell me nothing. Get away. Get. Like that's how I felt when I got that.
I'm surprised you ain't hit him with the ruby rod.
You know what I'm saying? So like I could only, if that's how I felt about Alan Wake 2, I could only imagine how you felt. And I can't even imagine it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, because we're buddies with Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. Yes, I can. Well, no, I've never just gotten to big up like that, because you all give me flack for it several times because I don't do videos like that. You all shit on me several times yesterday in that Twitch stream because you all were shocked that I did it. So yes, I can now confirm and safely say, yeah, I can't imagine how happy and giddy you are right now.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like I said, it lets you know that everything you're doing is worthwhile. So
yeah.
It was definitely it was definitely reaffirming. It was definitely reaffirming. That said, you know what else is reaffirming? All the love and support and amazingness of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Because and here, I almost forgot. This is actually another thing that I forgot to do. While we were setting up, because there were 9 different fires going off all at once. And here, did I get that in there? Yes, I did. Okay, so yeah, here, we can actually pull this up now. Let's... Ooh, nope, not that. Not that. Do-do-do. Let me see if I can get this to pull up. Here we go. All right, now we're in business here. Bam! We got Malik Young here. With the $10. Good Lord. Says, what up, Blerd Coens? Once more transmitting live from the Orcus Gulag. Oh, no, we got to get you out of here. We got to get you out of there. Said, hope it's all good in the cave today. Hey, look, it is always a beautiful day in the cave. It's always a beautiful day. What did they used to say? It's a beautiful day in the Empire? No, it's a beautiful day in the cave. We're good in the cave.
Who said Empire?
It's like an old propaganda thing.
Oh.
I
thought you were going neighborhood. You were just gonna keep it Mr. Rogers.
Oh, no. That's an old like ancient like propaganda type of thing. Like it's a beautiful day in the Empire.
For a split second, I thought you was calling Mr. Rogers ancient. I'm like, God damn. Okay.
Oh no. It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. I mean, to be fair, it's not that propaganda's bad, but in that case, it was technically bad because it was trying to convince people that. Yeah. Anyway, what up, Blerds? This is from Chris Debo out here with the 7 months in the gold mine of Blerd Co. It says things have been wild this week for comics and TV. So much to see, feeling really. ... Invincible. Man, yeah, trust me, we about to talk about it. We are about to talk about it here. Let's get through some of these. Like I said, we got, man. Also, I just want to point out something. Look, the love, I know we called it out earlier from Sin because, like I said, just, the love. But Sin out here hitting us up straight out of the motherland, says, sup everyone, Josh Kucsar's art makes me wish for an X-Men horror comic from him. Oh, before I forget, there's 160 people watching, but less than half the likes. Get those likes up. God damn it. Don't make me do it. Please don't make me have to do it. I don't want to have to do it. Anyway, we also got here. Maybe this will help you guys out. Maybe this will be a little motivation for you. Sometimes you need to wake up a little bit. Sometimes you need to get something going in your head that just kind of like boom hits the synapses and just wakes you right up. And that is our guy, one of Blerd Coa's finest, Gabriel the Dark Knight, with 1999 super chat. Says happy Saturday, Ernie, Carter, and Blerd Coa. This is so we can convince Carter to title the show Ego and Bacon.
I'll take it under advisement.
And we also got Dolls LK Williams out here with the $5 hooking us up with the hot and ready. Says the Blerd Cave is the best part of my week. Could you both say hi to my 16-year-old granddaughter Ashante?
Ashante.
No, I'm being funny. We're gonna say it I wanted to say it fancy.
I'm saying it how oh my god, I just lost his name. Aquaman. That's how Jason Momoa. Yeah. He said it every time he did something horrible in that Fast and Furious movie. He would always say it and then just prance real quick. It was hilarious. But hello, Ashanti, how are you?
Why was he acting like the Joker? But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
Awesome. I don't care. I don't care how many people say that was the Joker. That was the most gangsters. That was dope. That was dope. That brother was having too much fun in that movie.
I just wish that I was. But no, in all seriousness though. Hi, How are you? And hopefully doing well. Also, welcome to Blerd Coa. Yeah, dude, that, like I said, that, yeah, I don't, Jason Mimosas was just doing way too much. Okay, so you know what? Now that I feel like we've done a good job. Let's talk about Invincible. Whew, Lord.
Every time they did that awkward ass pause, Invincible, it got on my fucking nerves. I was like, bro, if you don't just say that shit and stop playing.
Well, it was okay. So full disclosure, I actually quite enjoy it. Yeah. I quite enjoy. Well, it's like when they do the trail. Like I like it better in the trailers.
Okay.
Like when they do the trailers, like because the last trailer they put out for season 2, yeah, that was kind of like the whole thing. Like when they were doing the scene that threw everybody for a loop in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's up on the big screen and like, yeah, there's it's like everything just looks all like messed up. Mm-hmm. And it's like, he's like, and don't forget, and then it's like pause, and then all of a sudden across the screen you just see Invincible. And it's like oh, okay, that's cute. But I did appreciate him actually saying it in this.
I think several people
episode
were just like, oh, got your ass. You thought, yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, so I think they called several people like that.
But no, well, you know what? I don't want to say anything. Carter, what did you think about this episode?
I enjoyed it. To me, a lot of the things that I was bringing up a couple weeks ago when we were having our discussion about it, in regards to the voice acting, in regards to the art, and it's with certain scenes, a lot of it felt really, really natural in this. Especially J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man, because he was just so whatever in the scenes that we got him in, which kind of, I'm not gonna lie, that surprised me that we got J.K. Simmons in the very first episode. So yeah, everybody didn't feel as I don't know a better word to say, so I'm gonna just say this word, as stick figure-ish as they did in the first season. There you go. Thank you. But yeah, there was, I'm not gonna say that. I almost walked right into that one, and the Elite X one of them would not have let me live that down. No one sounded as wooden as they did to me in the first season. It was a lot more just natural flowing conversations between everybody, between spoilers, the Mauler twins and who they were talking to, among Invincible himself and other people. So everything, I really liked the voice acting. Everything felt a lot more fluid. Animations, I liked it. I really enjoyed everything that was going on, and some of the shots were really dope, and some of the scenes were really dope. For a first episode, I had a lot of fun. I was annoyed it was just the first episode because I love the fact that we're paying for streaming services and we still got to wait like this is regular ass TV. That's a funny thing, but
I get why they
really
do it,
had
though.
I really no, I completely understand why they do it. It's still annoying. But I'm happy that I actually haven't I still haven't seen Adam Eve yet. So even though I am annoyed that I only got one even though I am annoyed I only got one episode, I now have something else to watch. I can watch Adam Eve now.
It was really good.
I can have my fill of not Alan Wake shit, of Invincible for the week. You know what I mean?
The dark place got its hold on you.
There is one thing that it's not a complaint by any stretch, but that's more of a I'd say a spoiler conversation. But so I won't get into it right now.
Okay.
How did you feel about it though?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I liked everything that was going on. I will say this, not to say that the previous season had this problem, but like I just appreciate that it's definitely not a problem here. Like usually the worry is when something takes off. The second season, like especially when it was something that maybe wasn't expected to be as much of a hit as it became. Usually what winds up happening is the second season comes out and it's like, okay, all right, everybody stop the press. We have to, man, spinoffs. We got to do some world building. And then they usually end up slowing the second season down. I would say the biggest offender of this, and probably the one I think most people will probably think of first if you are over on the Netflix side of things, is Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things was a show that I don't think anybody really expected to take off the way it did. And then the second season came out, and the second season, not gonna lie, it was kind of some trash because they spent most of the season trying to set up spinoffs, and these spinoffs never happened because no one cared. They were trying to introduce their own version of the X-Men or some bullshit, and everybody was like, man, can y'all get back to the Demogorgons in the Upside Down? This bullshit right here ain't hitting. And you notice when you get to season 3, they did a hard course correct. That was what I was worried for with Invincible. And that did not happen. Invincible starts off to the races. It's immediately getting to its point. It's immediately showing us the fallout of the previous season where Omni-Man beat the brakes off his child. Mark is in a weird place. Like that's I think what I like about it the most is that like as you go through this episode, you can tell Mark is just going through some shit. Like he's just like literally various points in the show, you can tell he's just going through the motions. He's just like, man, I'm just doing this because it keeps my mind off all this other shit.
Yes. Now that part I'll agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like even the way he was flying was just like, I'm just doing this to just.
Also, I want to, so funny thing, and I'm going to tell my wife. So there's a song that plays during that section that I grew up with. Karma Police by Radiohead. Now, full disclosure, I had the closed caption on, not because I needed it for Invincible, but I was watching a movie previously. I was watching the movie Men. I don't know if you've seen it, Carter.
I've seen it.
Okay. So I was watching Men, and there was a character in the movie who had like a kind of a southern pomp. accent, and I couldn't understand what he was saying because it was just so thick. So I turned on the closed captions so I just get a better idea of what he was saying. I do that sometimes with certain movies. If I'm like having difficulty understanding what someone's saying, or if I want to know if there's something being said in the background that maybe like the audio mixing on it is to where like I can't like hear it as well, I usually just turn on closed caption and it just makes it easier for me. But that said, I didn't turn it off. Like, because once you turn it on Amazon Prime, it just stays on till you turn it off on anything else. It's not just per whatever it is you're watching. So the lyrics for Karma Police were playing on the screen.
Okay.
Through the whole song. And my wife looked at me and was like, I never knew what the fuck he was saying. I thought he said something else in this part. Because, like, the way... I forget the name of the singer for Radiohead, but the way he sings, like, sometimes it's difficult to understand exactly what he's saying. I guess unless you're British or English or whatever. But yeah, there was a couple of parts where she was like, oh, I thought he said something else in the spot. But anyway, it was cool. It was awesome. The song choice was very perfect in my opinion. The needle drops were perfect. And the setup is great. It is, I will say, and this is something to be expected, Invincible is bouncing around just like it did first season, where the first season, I think I remember Robert Kirkman saying that it adapted like the first 30 some odd issues of Invincible, but in truth, it actually adapted like the first like 40-ish issues. It's just that they don't adapt them directly. Like there was certain stuff that they took from like later, like shit, like all the stuff with Rick and the Reanimin from the previous season. All that stuff was stuff that actually happened after Omni-Man and Invincible had their little throwdown. A lot of the stuff that happened between Invincible and Adam Eve is all stuff that was kind of also brewing later down the stretch. The stuff with Amber learning who Invincible really was, that was all stuff that, once again, didn't happen until after the fact or whatever. And then you get to this season and they're kind of doing the same. There's a lot of stuff that you don't see. Oh, the other thing, was it William? The best friend? William doesn't come out until like stupid later. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, this season, yeah, they're jumping around. Like, there's stuff that I've seen that doesn't take place until like in the 50s. To some extent or another. Like, there's a couple things that get addressed and brought back up in in some of the stuff that we've seen in the trailers. So it reaffirms my opinion that we're gonna get a lot of stuff. It's gonna go a lot further than a lot of people think. I also appreciated the good old Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I will say he was kind of all over the place with his voice acting. Not going to lie to you. He was all over the place. It was not the most even of performances. However, it was effective because of who the character he's playing is. Because that character, because honestly, they kind of fast forwarded on Angstrom Levy. They fast forwarded the tape on him in this issue, which I thought was cool. Because it was honestly unnecessary to drag it out. Because I think in the comic it took almost 10 issues where you figured out what the hell it was he was even doing. And that's just me being able to say that because I literally just reread all that shit.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was still solid. I like what they did. I love seeing the Mauler twins back because, well, I mean, not only are they awesome and great, but also getting to see them stomp a mud hole, a bunch of them stomp a mud hole in Invincible was great. It was awesome. It was fun.
Fight back. That's
right?
What it felt like to me.
That's what the whole time. Like to me. They really did. And we also got to see the homie Bulletproof.
Yes, we did.
I liked old Bulletproof.
I'm gonna tell you why real quick. I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you why I didn't like.
Okay, go ahead,
Bulletproof.
shoot, go off, King, go off.
I didn't like Bulletproof just because I know what's going to happen.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's the one where I can't get it out of my head. Like you've reread it. I
Yes.
reread it.
Mhm.
Right. I think I reread it 2 more times because I sold my copies of the compendium so I could buy the hardcovers.
Yeah.
So it's still really fresh in my mind.
Mm.
So yeah, I know everything that's gonna happen in this book, but Bulletproof is the one where I'm just like, I know it's gonna go down later. And plus,
Just don't get too excited.
well, no. It's because I know what's gonna happen with the character later on, and I remember around this time. Now this was years ago. I was not reading Invincible, but I remember reading this IGN article.
Oh,
that was reviewing an issue of Invincible where certain things happened with Bulletproof, and the article, the writer of the article, it was the journalist and as well as the editor actually. They shit on Kirkman hard body
I believe
for that issue, and for reasons that they thought that Kirkman did that in the issue, which then led to an Invincible issue with Kirkman in it. Spoilers. Basically, in a sense, saying I can do what the fuck I want, suck my dick. Basically,
more or less.
Also, so
danger.
What?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just all of that is in my head when I see Bulletproof now.
Got you.
So that's the one reason I wasn't really happy to see him, because I was really hoping I can just be along for the ride like everybody else. But with his character, I can't do it. And I will say real quick that when it comes to Sterling K. Brown, I didn't feel the same way you did when it came to his voice acting until the end.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
That whole like rant and what happened to me and whoop de whoop. That part I thought was, especially when it's funny that I think was the weakest part of his voice acting. But that was also the part when people finally got to see Invincible on the screen.
Well, I will say. So I'm gonna say what. I'm gonna clarify some here. So here's my thing with it. I would even say I thought it was bad. It's just that, and it's kind of, and you know what? For the same reasons that I defend J.K. Simmons in the previous season. It's one of those deals where Sterling K. Brown is playing Angstrom in such a way that, like, when you get to the end of the first episode and he is raving and ranting, it comes off as weird, not necessarily because it's bad, but because he's been so even the whole time. Like, he's been so chill and laid back and just kind of like, loosey-goosey, the whole episode. And you get to this point and he's like freaking out. And it sounds almost like it's like, there were a couple of I said, damn, doesn't even sound like Sterling K. Brown anymore. But I won't say it was bad, but it was definitely like off-putting. But I think that was by design. Kind of the same way that, like, with J.K. Simmons, he was laid back. Honestly, like, I didn't even notice a difference in his performance in this first. Well, I take that back. I felt like he was giving the same performance that he gave, more or less, for the finale of the first season.
Okay.
But that was also one of those deals where, like, I still kind of just, granted, yeah, there were definitely issues with voice in the first season, But I think for J.K. Simmons' part, it actually worked for his character. Just because, he was just a disaffected alien dude who was just barely holding together and trying desperately not to like flip the fuck out because Viltrumites have anger issues.
Just to get away from the voice acting real quick, the one thing that I will say I really enjoyed about the character of Angstrom Levy is I really wanted to see how they were going to do the character. I did not expect them to do everything in one goddamn episode.
He needed to though.
No, you're absolutely right. But I really wanted to see how many people would be on his side. So it was really enjoyable for me because I know what's gonna happen with the character down the line. I liked that they kept, for the most part, everything with him as accurate to the book as it was.
Yeah,
because I really wanted to see how many people are going to be like, oh wow, okay. He wasn't like, oh, you know what? Boom, let's do it like this.
Yeah.
Look at a character like Bishop, right? Just you all follow me, right? Bishop is coming from the future where mutants were basically in farms and just slaves. He comes to the present X-Men, right? He's helping the X-Men. He's a part of the team. We got regular X-Men. We got extreme X-Men, all red all red out like they was part of the Bloods. And then one day, boom, he just tries to blow Hope's head off. This a whole ass cheering. And all those people that were fans of Bishop were like, what is happening right now? And then you find out that, the reason his word was like that was because of Hope. So now he's trying to stop that from happening. So now it becomes a point of, okay, I was a fan of this guy. He I like him. He doing his thing. And then this action happens. And now the moves and maneuvers that he is making are done to get you to not like what he is doing, because they're not trying to make you feel for him, which was a problem with some of those books. If you go with Crane and Yas X-Force, if you go with the Messiah War, which was actually really good, if you go with Cable's series, I think J. Michael Straczynski was writing it at the time, Bishop just real deal became a nut who was shaking hands with a lot of the wrong people, all in the hope of killing this kid. So you went from someone that you really, really liked to you don't really fuck with him anymore. And then the Krakoan era has come around and they're trying to change it a little bit. But one thing I like about the Children of the Vault book is they're like, Cable is in Hope as well. We ain't forgot about shit.
Oh yeah, no. It's still on and popping.
Point being, with Angstrom, they could have very easily went that route of, I'm from a world where Invincible did this, so I'm gonna come to this world and kill him. I don't care if he's the good guy here, whoop, 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 whoop. But they didn't.
No.
For the most part, in this first episode, he really seems stand up. I want to get every variation of me's memories in one thing and just try to build us up. It wasn't about trying to go after Mark. It wasn't about trying to go after Amber. It wasn't trying to go after Omni-Man, or I'm going to kill his mom, or whoop, none of that. It was really just, let me get the memories from them and build a utopia. He says it before a lot of you people in the chat said it was very stupid of him to take the helmet off. But yes, he's talking about building a utopia. He don't even want Invincible dead. He don't want them to kill him. You can lump him up. You can give him some Phoenix Smashers. Shout out to Paul Phoenix. Don't kill him. I don't want this good thing I'm trying to do built on the blood of that. So I hope I'm not getting long-winded when I say, but basically I like the fact that you still have a lot of people, because I looked at a lot of people's reaction videos, and a lot of people, they felt for him, and they don't know where it's gonna go now, which
Yeah.
woo boy. But I like the fact they didn't try to like change him for the show, and just like I said at the beginning, but I really like that it kept him comic accurate to where you almost kind of want him to succeed and try to get all these humans. You know, he was with the resistance, so he's a stand-up dude. He doesn't want his people getting yeeted and just getting like, especially with how Eve went from the other universe. That was the most fucked up shit I have seen in an animated series. But
that was a fate worse than death.
Yeah, so
like for those, like, a lot of folks caught it.
Yeah,
in the opening of the episode,
like the way Eve got was twisted. But back to the original point of just I really like how, because I made it a point to watch people's reaction videos because I wanted to see how everybody felt about Angstrom, and they hated what happened to him. They didn't like what was happening to him. A lot of people, when they got to the end, they were like, "Man, he seemed like a stand-up dude. I hate that happened to it." That was one thing I really enjoyed that the show did for sure with that first episode.
Well, it kind of reminded me of the whole like you go to the it reminded me of the Killing Joke premise. That like all it takes to turn someone into the Joker is one bad day.
One bad day.
Yeah. And it was like, that's kind of like, you know, not saying that, you know, that's what happens to Angstrom, but like, but it was just like one thing went wrong.
Yeah.
And it completely flips.
Yeah.
Everything on its head.
He was a good person and was still trying to be a good person. And they didn't purposely set out to make him just a scumbag a la Bishop, where you liked him, but now we're going to make sure that you don't. But we changed our minds. You need to like him again. So that I really, really liked in this.
Yeah, and I will agree with you on the whole, like, you know, going back to something you mentioned earlier, because the more I think about it, like, yeah, I can see why you're not excited for Bulletproof. Without going too deep into it, because I'm excited for him. I'm not excited for what will come later, and it has nothing to do with the show itself. It's what's to do with people watching it. It's what's to do with the people who will be watching it, how they will feel about it. But I don't know how it's going to be handled, if it'll be handled differently, or because that is the thing we have to kind of address here. Invincible, one of the things they've been doing, and I even saw Ryan Otley talk about this on Twitter. He was talking about how it does the best of like preserving what worked from the comics, but also changing the things that didn't work. Case in point, the character William being gay. Like William doesn't come out to like super duper crazy later. And early Invincible comics, I even talked about this on Twitter, they used to just throw around the word gay a lot, even irrespective of William. And then just later I was like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, now he's gay. So it's okay. It's okay. The you know, we threw this word around a lot now. It's like, nah, it doesn't really change it. So they cleaned it up. They cleaned it up, made him gay way earlier, so it doesn't seem like such a out of nowhere thing like it was in the comics. And because in the comics, I mean, you could honestly say they Ice-Manned him in some terms, but it's well,
I would disagree.
Well, no, I say that just in terms of how, like, you know, some people say about Iceman, how, oh, you can't make him gay because he was, like, you know, getting with chicks and stuff like that. Da, 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 da. And it's like, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's the most common complaint. That's the most common critique I hear people say. But the point is, you take the stuff that does not work, you fix it. It's kind of like what they did, kind of in a roundabout way, even though to a lesser extent they did this with Walking Dead. Like stuff that just didn't work in Walking Dead, or stuff that was problematic in Walking Dead, they got rid of when they did the show.
Oh, okay.
Talk about for the show.
Okay.
Like the stuff with God, damn, well, I forgot the damn character's name.
The first, you talking the governor?
No,
Or you talking about Negan?
Talking about the stuff with Carol. Because a lot of people don't remember this. Carol had a really weird, really unsettling, and not because it was like, oh, it's so bone chilling what happened, but no, just like it was just really weird because it just kind of, it was one of those earliest instances of me recognizing that Robert Kirkman didn't know how to write women at the time. Like he always found really weird things to like, because even in Invincible, it happened on a few occasions. Women were written very unevenly. And it just was always just like, ugh, I don't like this.
Which goes back to the Bulletproof conversation and the subsequent issue that he did where Mark meets Robert Kirkman, and it's basically just Hickman-esque word salad of this is my book and I can do what I want, but at that time I don't think it really helped, and I think I'm not gonna I could be absolutely wrong, and I don't like people please in the comments or on the live chat right now, please correct me, but I'm thinking that's one of the reasons that like when that issue came out where he basically just tried to stand on it, the Invincible Universe book didn't really last as long, because I think a lot of y'all forget there was Invincible proper, and then there was Invincible Universe, and then there was Tech Jacket and all these other ones. But when you try to make I don't know, man. I see your point though, but yeah, like that's I don't think I read any new Kirkman, because I know you like Firepower.
Firepower is good.
And I have
Firepower is very good.
I haven't read Void Rivals.
I like Void Rivals.
I don't think I read any new Hickman to know if he's gotten better.
Or Kirkman, you mean?
At Kirkman, excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't read any of Kirkman's stuff to see if he's gotten better with what
he's
you're
better.
Talking about.
He's infinitely better. Now I will say his old Kirkmanisms do sneak into his comics every now and again. If you read Firepower, like and what people know what I'm talking about, and I guess I can still keep this on Invincible at the same time. But remember how everyone, and honestly, I feel like it still didn't work with Amber, but like I feel like Amber was one of those characters that, like, honestly, I didn't hate Amber in the comics, but I did think she was handled incredibly weird as a character. But on the show, they kind of tried to course correct with Amber and make her less of a, I'm trying to think of what's the best word for it. Amber was more stand up for herself. She was quicker to stand up for herself and quicker to respond to the stuff that Mark was doing. Like, and while I think Amber kind of fell into that nebulous trap that women often fall into when they are a part of stories where the main character is a guy and the guy is like either keeping secrets or doing something weird, even if it's technically not harmful. I always like to use Breaking Bad as an example. Like, a lot of people hated Skyler on Breaking Bad because of Walt. Because Walt's the protagonist, but he's not a good guy, and people tend to forget that. There's a difference between being the good guy and being the protagonist. You can be the protagonist and still be a bad person. You can technically be evil and the protagonist at the same time. Protagonist does not preclude you from being terrible. But a lot of people hated Skyler because it was like, oh, well, she's being she's not just going along with everything Walt wants. And it's like, well, no, because Walt's a criminal. And that is why. But it's like in any perfectly normal situation, people would probably be more quick to side with Skyler. But because, we're in love with Walt, it's his show, we've been following him, we side with Walt, whether we really realize it or not. It's kind of the same thing I feel like with Amber. Amber made, like, honestly, she had a lot of rational opinions and thoughts about Mark. But the thing is, because we know he's invincible, and at the time she didn't, it was real easy to, for a lot of people to kind of shit on her for, I guess being too demanding or being too standoffish with him about it. I feel like sometimes even if you change stuff, it's not going to change other people's opinions about certain things. Because if you go too far in one direction, you're going to piss off this group of people. You don't go far enough in this direction, you're going to piss off that group of people. You can't please everyone. But I do feel like the changes Kirkman has made over the years, both in, with this series and the showrunners who are, taking notes from him and in his own works, Kirkman has gotten better. It's just every now and again it slips up. I'll even give credit to other writers that do something very similar. I mean, I don't envy anyone who has to write characters that they're not familiar with or types of people they're not familiar with. Don't envy the task. But I feel like this show is the perfect example of what happens when you take something that people love and you find a way to make it better. And that's what they did with Invincible. Like, honestly, I kind of hope that Kirkman takes, this approach with some of his other stuff. Like, and what I mean by that is like getting some of his other works made in this similar fashion. Like, if you love Invincible, maybe one day we'll get a Firepower animated series, which I think would be amazing. It won't run as long because if I'm not mistaken, it's about to end. And it's only been like 28 some odd issues so far, something like that. But I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
I did not mean for us to. I hate because we do. We sit here, we talk about, and we make sure to throw a middle finger up to LJ Brown all the time because we refuse to give that bastard 3 hours.
And
then you and I will be having a conversation and it just and then I look at the time, I'm like that, and it's not his fault, it's just where the conversation will go. Especially like when you're trying to make a point and there's LJ Brown in chat like clockwork. But like bam. Every fucking time, like I'll see it and I'm just like, fuck, we did it again. That fucking bastard LJ Brown. But
we got it.
Real quick, Banky, he asked if Invincible was as graphic as The Boys because I can't watch all the sexual situations and excessive gore.
No.
Did you watch first season? Oh shit!
No.
But I will say it has not happened yet. I don't want anyone in the chat to say anything in regards to it. To be completely honest, I don't think that the show is going to. The book didn't really go into sexual situations up until like more toward the end game almost. You and I have both had conversations about a certain thing that shall happen in the book.
I think it'll be handled differently.
I don't know how. But that's not something I will say that's not something you have to worry about right now.
No.
Or big dog.
Oh, yeah. Now, if you're talking about gore, yes. Yeah. Invincible is very graphic. But when you talk about when I said no, I'm talking about sexual stuff. Like yeah. Because honestly, it's not to say sex doesn't happen in Invincible. It does, but like, and I'm talking about the comic more specifically. Yeah. But often when it would, that is the moment where like it would happen towards the end of the issue, and then Kirkman would jump over to another character.
And if it does, you don't see. So this is what I'll say about both points that you made, Banky, just so you know for sure. No, it's not hentai, Birdtown Music Group, you freaky fool. No. I think you will honestly be able to handle it well. I think you'll be able to handle it better as opposed to The Boys, because The Boys is actual people and this is animated. Yeah. So they're gonna play up the extraness of it. Any kind of sexual content. Like, okay, case in point, spoilers, because this happens in the book, even though it might not even happen in the fucking show, because that has happened in the first season.
Oh, yeah.
There's an instance of Alan banging his wife out. You don't see it, you hear it. And
because I think if I'm not mistaken, the camera's focused on Omni-Man. If I'm not mistaken. The panels are focused on Omni-Man, I think.
the The panel is focused on Omni-Man because he wide awake because he can't go to sleep because he got to hear this bullshit. So he got the pillow over his head tight because he just want to take a nap, and he got to hear Alan and his lady getting it in. So it's more played up for laughs up until a certain point, because same thing ends up happening to Mark where he on the couch and he got to hear that shit. But again, it's more so played up for laughs until a certain point. And when it comes to the gore and things like that, again, with it being animated with as many animes that everybody watches and things like that, I think you'll be fine with it. I think you'll be fine for sure.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I honestly don't think it'll be that big of a deal. I would actually say shit, if you watch anime in general, yeah, no, 100% not. But no, I think it's gonna be fine. Let's get, matter of fact, yeah, while we're here, I guess before we go further, I think we both said we really enjoyed it. So
yeah, this was good for us. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. You know what? Just because of you and I, when we had a discussion about how much shit got melded together, how many issues just got put into a fucking sandwich in that first season. That's more so what I'm excited to see. Like how much shit just gets sped the fuck up. Well, like you just said with Angstrom, like that was 10 issues and shit that happened in the span of a 22-minute episode.
And here's the thing, I want to make sure I clarify. When I say 10 issues, it wasn't even like oh, hey, we're going to focus on, and actually, I think I'm being generous when I say 10.
Yeah.
I think I'm being generous when I say 10, because I actually want to say it's probably closer to like 15 or maybe even more than that.
Look how long it took. Let's take people back to the first season.
Mm-hmm.
When Mark realized he got his powers and he threw that trash.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, it was a burger. He just chucked it.
Yeeted it.
Y'all don't know. You know what? I wonder if that'll be a joke that nobody will catch when this series wraps up.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because y'all don't know how many issues it took for that trash to hit the ground.
Yeah, it took a while. Well, and what was going on, what's even crazier is where it lands.
And the storyline that was created from where the trash landed.
Like, to be fair, though, I will say this. One thing Kirkman did a lot, as I've been going back and rereading, is that there would always be like maybe like a little one-page dedication to some random thing that you had no clue what it was setting up. There was no idea exactly what the hell it was supposed to be in service of. And then later on, you'd be like, oh, by the way, here's this thing. The thing going on with Angstrom and the Mahler twins or whatever.
Yeah.
That was something that was literally, you'd get maybe 1 or 2 pages an issue each month before. So basically it took about a year and some change, most likely, for people to finally realize what all that was setting up. If you really think about it, that means, because if I remember correctly, Invincible wasn't like bi-monthly. It was like a monthly book, if I remember correctly, but at least at that time.
I think it fluctuated.
Yeah. I think like as it got more popular, it probably came out like twice a month. But like, I want to say at that time, it was dropping once a month. So at least a year and some change where you finally figured out what the hell that man was doing. And it was like little breadcrumbs. So the idea that they took that, sped it right up, I loved it. The stuff with the Reanimin was a plot point that got drug out over
that shit got dragged so long. Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you what, it got dragged to the point, and you know what I'm talking about. There's a point where they stopped talking about it for a while. And then one day William's like, hey, Mark, are you ever gonna look into this shit? And then Mark's like, yeah, man, I've been busy. And then he still doesn't do anything about it. And then a few more issues go, and then finally he addresses it. So yeah, the fact that they sped all that up, and I think, what was it? They dedicated, I don't think it got more than like, what, 1 or 2 episodes? I think got an episode and a half in the first season. So yeah,
so I will say I'm not putting people in the hole in the chat. It's just when you all talk about certain spoiler shit that I'm pretty sure they're gonna put in the show, I just remove that comment. Y'all aren't in the hole, and this is where I want to leave it, Ernie.
Yeah. We leave it right here.
Well, I want to say this one more thing, and then we can go ahead and go on to the next thing. The only thing that I want them to drag, like they did in the book, and this is all I'll say about it: Battle Beast.
Okay, Battle Beast. I think Battle Beast should get a whole episode. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Now, Battle Beast. I think Battle Beast gets a whole episode. That's just me personally.
Really?
I think Battle Beast should get a whole episode. Period.
Well, so you remember a fight that dragged because the fight the fight only dragged because something else would be going on. You would turn a page, shit pops off, you turn a page again, and something like that. That goddamn fight took damn near 15 issues because they would just cut through it like Family Guy.
I forgot how long it was.
I want them. That's all.
It was literally the chicken. It was literally the chicken versus Peter Griffin. Like that was basically what it was. Like it was the thing that literally just spanned forever. Jesus Christ, the fight that took a year. Jesus Christ. But no, he's not wrong, because actually, like I said, I've been going back and rereading it, and yeah, ever so often it's like, oh, hey, by the way, and the next thing is like, okay, back to this stuff that's going over here. We'll see y'all next month.
Sir Yuri G, no, that fight was not an entire issue. That fight was 10 plus issues.
It was 10 plus issues.
It was half of an issue. And then they went back to other plot points. And then every so often when you were reading, like you and I, like Ernie and I are having a conversation right now, and let's say a YouTube ad popped up, and then it's some, like, okay, Ernie and I are talking right now. Y'all don't even realize y'all didn't start watching the Blerd Cave. Y'all was really watching Thor Love and Thunder. This supposed to be Thor Love and Thunder right now. You just see two colored folks. And as soon as the Blerd Cave ends, that's when you all are gonna figure out what Gore is trying to do with them babies from Asgard. That's how that fight
that is what happened. It was like an unskippable ad. That was basically what it was. It was like an unskippable ad. Joel C with the 26 months in the Blerd Koa Silver Mine says, why does Invincible always get his ass beat? Okay, so here's the thing about Invincible. And this is something that kind of changes over time. He even cracks a joke later in the comics. Like, I think in the 40-50 range, where he actually comments on the fact that his name is kind of a misnomer, because he's actually not invincible. Like, he's actually quite the opposite. I mean, I say not quite the opposite, but just... he's not a character who is like invulnerable, like to all things. Like it takes, like he's not the Sentry. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not like where only like some people can take out the Sentry. Like no, he's a guy who like he's more powerful than most people, but he can still get jacked up. It's just that he's more resistant than other people would probably be. But yeah, it's actually kind of funny to watch. Like I think that's also kind of thing. You don't want to think of him as One Punch Man. You want to think of him as something. You want to think of him as more like of a, I wouldn't even say like a Superman. But yeah, just yeah. Unless you think of him as more of a Superboy. There you go.
Oh shit. And I do apologize. I'm having trouble breathing right now. But Brent Fox with the Little Caesars Hot and Ready, late but still wanted to show support. Salute Ernie Carter and Blerd Koa. Code names like, oh, that's why I'm having trouble breathing, because of that snug ass shirt that he wearing in his profile pic. That's what it is.
This man, oh my god.
Damn. We got another 5 from Gokhan Shuri's baby's father saying, you think Amber is getting dragged in the mud? Wait until later on in this series when they find out Eve had a... Why would you put that spoiler?
I didn't even... Yeah. I will say, let's hold off on that. Let's hold off on that. I appreciate it though.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was a little bit much. That was a little bit much. We gotta save it. We gotta save it.
All right, we got another 5 from Debo saying, just remember that Amber is race swapped in the TV series, and considering where her story goes, kind of messed up. Being black and invincible is tough, boy.
Man, you ain't lied. You ain't lied. Look, let me tell you something. Y'all thought Black Samson called it. Lord. Oh no. We got I think that got us caught up, didn't it? That got us caught up.
Yes, it did. Yes, it
okay,
did.
So let's jump into our next thing here. Let's jump into Gen V.
Yeah.
Gen V has come and gone, which is just crazy to think about. So, Carter, you said something very telling at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
You said you did not know this was the season finale.
Not until you told me. Not until you literally when you let me know. Hey, I was wanting to talk about the Invincible premiere. I was wanting to talk about the Gen V finale. Maybe Loki, but I know we're gonna talk about the Echo trailer. I'm like, wait, rewind. Did Prime get the rest of the series? I'm like, wait, finale? Like, what?
Well, so the funny thing is too, like, okay, so I remember them talking about the finale, like I was seeing people talk about it like all over the internet, like, oh, what's gonna be in it? And I wasn't even really thinking about it when I was watching the episode. It didn't really strike me until I got to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And just for those who don't know, there are stingers. There's a stinger at the end of the episode. Like it's like a mid-credit. I'd call it a mid-credit stinger.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wouldn't even call it a mid-credit because technically it happens pretty quick and early. Like it's like they roll credits for a little bit and then boom, there it is. So it's not even a mid-credit, more like a quarter credit stinger. But no, this episode, basically everything, because we haven't talked about Gen V in a while, so I think this bears saying. Every suspicion that I had about a certain character just kept becoming more and more pronounced and affirmed as the show went on. Because I think when we first talked about the 3-season premiere, I mean the 3-episode premiere, I mean to say, one of the things that I like, there, I don't know if I want to say it just yet. Who the character? Well, actually, there's no really way to talk about this without really.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for everybody on this one, because like I said, there's a way to talk about it, but like I feel like the whole time I'm gonna be doing like the Harry Potter thing where I'm like, he who shall not be named, and honestly, I think that's dumb. I personally think that is dumb. So yeah, I'm just gonna say it. So yeah, here I'm gonna put this up, and if you do not want, if you don't want to be spoiled on on the season finale of Gen V, and honestly, it's hard. Like I say this because it's not something that's revealed in the last episode. It's something that's been going on for the past like 2.5 episodes, if we're being brutally honest. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up, and like I said, better to be forewarned. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. So I never trusted this motherfucker. This motherfucker right here looked guilty as sin the whole time I was watching the show.
Yeah.
And from the word go, I was like, that motherfucker is up to something. And granted, while there are mitigating circumstances to her fuckery that I won't go into, just because that I feel, we don't have to talk about. But like, I was like, man, she really is out here. Like all the stuff we saw where like they were doing flashbacks and showing like, oh, well, this is why this is going and this is why that's going on. And she always just kind of seemed to be there. And I was like, yep, she is the issue. But when we get to this episode, it is, this is where it all hits the fan. Literally hits the fan. And what I love about this is that I don't know if this show, did this show get picked up for a second season? Did they announce anything regarding the second season for Gen V?
You asking a motherfucker that didn't even know it was the finale till you told him. I don't
Oh goddamn! Let's see here. I'm actually pulling it up right
You know what?
now.
I'm finna get you
It is
for
renewed.
all.
It is
It is
renewed.
renewed. Okay,
Yeah.
but I do want to get you real quick. I'm gonna get you for all those people that you clown on the regular
Mm-hmm.
in regards to a Marvel character. Did you not trust Kate because you saw a skinny blonde white woman and said trouble? Is that why? Is that why?
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. It's not even just because she's white.
Mm-hmm.
It's also because I've known people like her. People who like try to come off as unassuming, and people like people who try to pretend that they are not on that Fox News bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'll be honest with you. So I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this white woman the first time, she reminded me of a girl I used to date in high school, and I started getting PTSD. I started getting PTSD.
I couldn't get you because had you said, yeah, that's exactly why I didn't trust that girl on GNV. I was going to say, then why do you like Captain Marvel so much? Oh, I was going to get your ass. I was going to get your ass good. But I'm tripping off of Nisi in the chat saying I can't stand that heifer. I ain't heard that in so long, bro.
Oh no, heifer is a is an often used word in this household. Oh. Look, ask my wife. She's heard me call many a trifling motherfucker a heifer.
I ain't heard that. So
yeah.
We got to give a shout out to her in the chat for that one.
Oh yeah, no.
Nisi brought me back some years on that.
Oh yeah, no. That's on 100 right there. Look, let me go ahead and just tell you right now. let me look here, because y'all see, I recognize some of y'all ain't from the South. Y'all don't know like we know. Y'all don't know like we know. But yeah,
man.
Oh yeah, no. This right here. If you were ever within a country mile of the Blerd Without Fear household, you'll hear me say something along these lines.
Shout out to Tubes the One. That's my mother's go-to word.
Oh yeah, bruh. Well, because honestly, like the most common phrase uttered in this house, trifling heifer.
We're not doing this. We're not going to get into a heifer conversation. Get back to your point on Gen V.
Hold up. Wait a minute. I got to shout this out. My mom calls everyone a heifer. See?
We not going to turn ego, bacon, and heifers. We not doing this.
Yeah, no, we're doing it. It's a thing.
Get back to Gen V. We even had
no goddamn. But no, I saw it coming.
Okay.
I saw it coming a mile away. So when it happened, I was prepared. Now, I will definitely say the threat level in this, it was awesome. I loved it because it was literally like, how I kept saying this was like a New Mutants comic?
Yeah.
This was straight up New Mutants. Like, how did Amazon Prime figure out how to give us an actual legitimate New Mutants in all but name better than what Fox could figure out how to do with the property? Like, Fox had millions of dollars behind them and couldn't do it, couldn't cut the mustard. And yet here comes Amazon Prime and they're like, hey, y'all want some New Mutants? hey. I know y'all been waiting a while for the mutants to hit the MCU, but yeah, man, here y'all go. Go ahead, y'all keep the party going.
You are the it's funny you keep bringing up New Mutants. You really are the X-Men guy. But I'm not going to say New Mutants because I don't read New Mutants. I'm going to say that this show did what a lot of shows I think have a very hard time doing. And I think you and I have seen it several times to where we will see the trailer for something and it's kind of and then we watch it and it's kind of I will always give this show credit because it made me want to tune in.
Mm-hmm.
I was tight when you said this was the finale because I wanted more. So I'm not gonna say that this is the new moons. I'm gonna say this is absolutely some shit I planned on not liking that I could not wait to watch every week.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
no. It's definitely something that, like, for me, like I said, I said pretty early on that I wasn't terribly interested in the show when it was initially announced, when they were like building up to it. It wasn't until the show was actually out and in front of my face that I was like, oh, okay, this is what this is going to be. Let's go. But I love it because everyone got a complete arc for the most part. At least as far as like, opening arcs go. Marie got to, really shine in this episode. Which, taking what I would say is probably one of the nastiest powers in the history of ever, just based on like, the implications of it, and used it in ways that were just awesome. Like, just, I don't know. It was just, the show was good. It was very, 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 very good. And when we were talking about threat level earlier, like, I just want to share this, because the whole thing with the woods and all that, there was some tough customers in there. I just want to can we give a shout out to the young lady that just really was trying to be so helpful on campus, and then called it so ugly.
Oh, bro.
like, man, this woman had literally just got done coming from Starbucks. She had just gotten her caramel macchiato. Actually, wait, no, this time of year, she just got her pumpkin spice. Man, she had put together a lesson plan. She was ready to teach, and then called it ugly as hell.
He was ready to.
No, she wasn't, dude.
Hey, don't say that shit, man. I feel bad for laughing. That man said she was ready to teach. Caught it. Like, don't make me laugh. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It was just how he asked. He's like, "Hey, you a super? You a No, actually, I'm a like literally just like she didn't get to finish."
How you kill the bubbly personality? No, I'm just an accountant, and not the dude that you had just walked up to not 4 seconds prior that looked at you crazy,
called you
out your name. All you said was, "Hey, you a soup," with a dingy jogging suit on, but called you out your name while he was trying to make TikTok memes. That's the motherfucker you let slide.
Well, and it's funny too, because this whole episode, almost, not the whole episode, but like a good chunk of the episode is just a big ass fight. Everyone just throwing down. Everyone, it's like the brawl for it all. Like, this is what happens when, like, you watch WWE and everyone's just running out from the back and the bell just keeps ringing over and over and over again, and folks still just keep coming out. No one can stop anything because security is obviously so much weak. First off, this is, I know that, I don't want anyone to think that, like, I don't know. I'm keenly aware that wrestling is work, but there was always one thing about wrestling that was always hard for me to suspend my disbelief on, and it's that in a world where where the average person is a fucking bodybuilder, why would you hire security that is smaller than the folks that, like, wouldn't you want to, like, get somebody bigger? But that's a whole other story, because just maybe get somebody bigger who can actually stop these folks when they get out of line, but that's another story altogether.
Okay, two things. Ja in the chat is saying, if I was a soup too, wouldn't trust humans. Here's the difference. You ain't got to trust them. But if you ask a person if they're a soup and they tell you no, I just put up the wet floor signs after they finish mopping, and you just break them off for no reason.
Like you just get this.
There's something wrong with you. There's
Like,
something wrong with you. And then I also want to give a shout out to Big K Gaming HD in the chat, because you see the dude asked her, "Are you a soup?" And when she started explaining what she was, he gave her the whole, he laid his hands on it. He must be some kind of reverend soup ability. But Big K Gaming in the chat saying she finished that sentence at the pearly gates.
Oh yeah, bruh. I just saw that. Look, could you imagine
Oh, I'm an accountant with the firm. Why is it all white? My face was hot, and now I'm in the white room. What the hell is this?
Right? Like, bruh, she literally got sent to the upper room. And she, like, and the thing is, she wasn't even mean. She was real sweet. Like, she was so nice about how she responded. Like,
her etiquette was amazing. She stopped, looked him in the eye, answered some of the question, but before she could get the rest out, he put the grits hand on. He had the hot grit hand.
Yeah, bam. He's like, ugh. Look, you know what? It reminded me of when you go to like you go to like a black church, and they put the hand and they be like, I rebuke these. They just shove you down because they know, like, especially if you like resist a little bit, they lay the hand on you to heal you, but they got to shove you out.
Why you describe it like that?
Dude, no, because I remember
describe it. Fuck you.
No.
Why'd you describe it like they just got me mugged in the name of the Lord? Don't do that.
She did. Well, no, because you know how they used to do where like they put the hand on you, they try like it, but if you don't pass out, like you don't play along with it, then they're like,
they gotta force you.
Like,
you gotta get mean mugged in the house of worship, bro. Shit out you, baby. Ooh, I'm finna hit Bishop Taylor if he ever mean mug me like that again. Boy, I swear to God. You got my goddamn dress shirt dirty as much. You know how much starch I had to use? I'm gonna beat Bishop Taylor ass for knocking me on the ground like this.
Man.
This floor is. Y'all did not vacuum before the praise dancers came in here. I'm gonna fuck you up, Bishop Taylor. Me mugging in the name of the Lord. You ought to be ashamed for saying
dude. Oh yeah, dude. Also, I just want to pull it back up. I gotta pull it back up. Look at the look on her face. Like she still had he did it so quick. She barely had time for that rosy smile to turn into a grimace. Like,
shout out to one of my lunatic sisters. This damn fool here goes. You know she wasn't screaming because you know it take a couple seconds for you to realize your head is getting burned. I said, "What are you talking about?" She was screaming because that motherfucker. You see where he came from. You see how he looked. You're probably screaming because that motherfucking hand stank.
wait. How long did he say? That was the same dude said he had been in there since Gangnam Style.
Oh, the show was.
Yeah.
So you hollering off the stanky hand, and then you realize you was getting just
like you getting scalded. He got the hot grits hand. He got Al Green without the grits. Look, wait, could you imagine? Hey man, what's your superpower? When I touch somebody, I can make it feel like they got hit with some hot grits.
You injected your child at birth with compound V, and their ability was the Al Green hand. Like, but that is foul.
I can lay a hand on a pork chop and cook it like that.
Okay, let's
carry on.
Let's get back to.
Let me ask you this. What did you think of Sam? What did you think of Sam this episode?
What did I think of Sam? See,
why Sam got to be a scumbag?
You know what? I didn't even look at it as Sam was a scumbag. I looked at it as, I think that's really the only thing that I knew was going to happen. I think it's fair. I can't read the chat. Because they're talking about grit hands. I can't read the chat.
Oh, Lord.
I think everyone collectively, I think we all knew for a unequivocal fact, he was not going to be a good human being.
Oh,
At the
no.
end of this show, he was not going to be the hero. He was not going to be the good guy. I honestly had it going one or two ways. Either it was going to go the route that it did, or in the process of it not going the route that I thought it was going to go, it was going to be because Emma was going to try and stop it, or the idea I had in my head was that he was going to be a piece of shit like we all assumed he would be because he was nuts.
Oh yeah, crazy as cat shit.
Emma was going to also be one of the heels, I guess we could say, in order to attempt to keep her man in check. That's where I thought it could go. But I was not surprised by any of that shit that happened. When you having a conversation with yourself that look like your brother, and your brother calls you a fucking weirdo, you had to point of no return.
Well, you know what it was? I'm actually glad they didn't go the route with Emma. I'm glad they kept her as she should be. But it was one of those deals. I was like, man, look, you having puppet sex. You don't have the moral high ground anymore. Like,
so that's how you just it solidified it for you that he's gonna be the bad guy at the end of this. He fucking puppets.
Yeah, he fucking puppets, man. He fucking puppets. And I was like, nah. Also, just to point something out, do you know when Gangnam Style came out, Carter? 2012.
Okay. I was gonna say I'd really rather you not tell me. I already felt old because of fucking Alan Wake 2, because they kept like nailing in your head. It's been 13 years before the first game came out.
So he been
2012.
He was in the hole. He was in the hole for like about roughly 11 years. He didn't get out till 11 years after Gangnam Style. Lord have mercy. But no, I like the season finale. I like what it sets up. It definitely is a tie. Like, as we know, it's a tie into The Boys, blah, blah, blah. We knew that already. However, I thought it was pretty awesome the way it was handled, and they didn't overload you with cameos, because there are cameos this episode from characters, which, to be fair, it's not the first. We've actually seen some other characters from The Boys show up, like, here and there throughout the show. Some of the more minor characters, and then building up to some of the more major characters. Which I know I saw somebody in the chat bring up in regards to Marie, because there's a revelation. I think this came from like the previous episode or the episode prior to that Marie has the same power as another character we've seen on The Boys already. And that and actually I agree with their theory on this. They're probably going to wind up tying this back to the main show in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But the thing that is never actually, I don't think is ever actually answered, I know it's like mused about, is who's going to join the 7, because, we got to remember there's still slots that have to be filled on the 7, even though technically we already know that, one of them is just somebody getting replaced with another version. So that's Black Noir.
Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead, shoot.
Because I honestly want to know if you felt the same way.
Go ahead.
I really don't want to see any of these characters in the 7.
Oh, I don't think any of the. I think it's safe to say one of them will be. It just won't be any of the. It won't be what I guess you could refer to as the core 4 now. It's not going to be in the core 4 because they've been branded as criminals by the time you get to the end of it.
But just when so I meant it more so like, let's go to the scene where I can't remember that woman's name, but I can't stand how she looks. When everyone's calling the students.
Oh, you talking about the woman, the
one who
woman who's
pulls
like
her
the
hair and shit.
handler. Yeah,
Yeah,
her. I
yeah.
forget her
I can't.
name,
I can't
but
stand her because I don't like how she looks. But just I'm going back to that scene when they were calling everybody, trying to say if you do this, we'll let you in the 7. I was really hoping that. Well, I'm hoping that we don't see anyone from this show
Mhm.
on the boys, just because with everything that's going on with the boys, I don't really feel like they would have their time to shine like they
Mhm.
do on this show.
Yeah, that is a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment. I don't
Yep.
like. Here's what I think is going to happen. I definitely think they will show up. I don't think they're going to be like. Is okay. So I don't think it's going to be one of those situations where it's like, oh, hey, guess what? All these characters you saw in Gen V, they're just on the boys now. Just like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're still going to be their own thing. But I'll be a liar if I said I didn't think for 5 seconds that they will at least cameo on the show or have like a guest spot on the show to some degree or another.
That I'm completely fine with.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I almost, you know what? I'm actually happy you brought up cameo. If it was in the capacity like it was on this show, especially with like when Homelander finally shows up. And I
Oh,
really
yeah.
I like a point you made of they didn't just do cameos all over the place and to that extent. And I really liked that you made that point, because I like that the show did it to where you finally see Homelander, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Like he shows up and you like everybody's like, what is he gonna do?
And because you haven't seen him every fucking episode, because you haven't seen, spoiler alert, Butcher for every episode, I like the cameos that they did select.
Like him in the woods, like him like investigating the woods
was dope. Especially Homelander being in there. Now things are serious. When you finally see old girl that has the same power Marie does. It's a
Newman,
big, so that's Newman. So that's the one thing I do like that you brought up that point, because I really like how the show did it. When someone showed up from the boys, it was serious. They weren't constantly in there. Like Ashley could be on there and it's fine. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Was in. But a Butcher, a Homelander, a Newman, those are more serious, and they were treated as such. So now that's something.
Even Soldier Boy, the one episode he showed up in, and was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like when you realize the context of why he is there, you're like, makes sense. But yeah, I really like the way they did this. I like the way they did this. It was very good, solid. I'm excited for another season. I'm glad it's getting another season now that I know that it's getting another season. And I'm excited for the next season of The Boys, which I don't know if we have. I don't know if we have a date on.
I don't know if we have confirmation for that. But yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this show. So now you got 2 shows, because I really want to see the people that are going to be completely honest and said that they wrote this show off, and then they got to the final episode and it made them a believer like it made me. I do really want to see that. So yeah, now we have 2 things that when The Boys subsequently ends at whatever point it does, you still got some backup, and you got some damn good backup, because this was a really good first season.
Oh, so here's the deal. Funny story. The Boys season 4 does not have a release date yet. And I'm wondering, because apparently I didn't see this, but apparently it's ready. Like it's ready. They could drop it anytime they wanted to. But they said that they're going to withhold. Eric Kripke said they're withholding the release of the new season until the Writers Guild strike was resolved. But one thing we can't forget, the Screen Actors Guild is also the Writers Guild strike is resolved for the most part. The Screen Actors Guild strike is not resolved to my recollection. So maybe that might also be something that's holding that back as well. But because they finished filming in April. So it's not, so basically there is no reason for it not to come out other than the fact that Eric Kripke is withholding the show in solidarity, which I'm perfectly fine with if that's the case. Because anyone that would be striking, it doesn't affect the editing process. But that said, yeah, this was great. Carter, do we want to jump over to we'll jump over to our next thing. I want to make sure we don't we're gonna go back and do a little super chat run through real quick. We got one here from LJ Brown with the £5. Says, glad you're enjoying Invincible. Battle Beast. Carter, the plan is on Battle Beast. So which one are you gonna finish first, Carter? Alan Wake 2 or
Spider-Man 2?
Or Spider-Man 2.
Did you not literally hear me when the show started? I guess you just came in fucking late, LJ Brown. Then you got some fucking nerve. You want us to go over, but you coming in late. Ain't that a bitch? Alan Wake was completed.
You completed it what 2 days ago, didn't you?
Was it 2 days? Let me see.
Well, I know you platinumed it the other day.
It was 2 days ago.
Yeah,
yep, I got the plat in Alan Wake 2 2 days ago. So that's already done. Yeah. Spider-Man 2, I don't know when I'm going to get to, just because I've been streaming. If anyone's seen me on Twitch, I've been streaming Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm kind of getting back in my groove, and I never beat that game. Oh, and I was only on chapter 2, Ernie, because you asked about the Ronin. I left off on chapter 2.
Okay.
So it's right after you rescue his uncle.
Got you.
That's where I was.
Dude, I fucking love that game. It was so good.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm back on that. I might stream today if I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, Alan Wake 2 is done and in the bag. Yeah. I'll get to Spider-Man when I get to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I platinumed Spider-Man last week and uninstalled the game.
No shit.
Yep. I uninstalled because I didn't want to be tempted to play it again. Not that it's that difficult to reinstall, but still, like if it's not installed, it's slightly more of a hassle.
Yeah.
We got we got one here from the homie Left Face, which by the way, the artist formerly known as Beta Boy TV, says
that's who that is.
Yeah, that's our homie right
I didn't know who the fuck Left Face was. I thought it was a Left Eye reference.
No. But no, the homie out here says, I'm not caught up, so I'm going to bounce and be back in a bit, just showing some love and hitting us with that 1999 super chat, doing that just for him. So yeah. But that said, yes, bam. So with that out of the way.
Yes.
I think we can go ahead and move on to the Echo trailer breakdown. This one we can actually be a little quicker about because there's actually not a whole... I mean, there's stuff, but there's not as much as you might imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to apologize to everyone that watched my Twitch stream because they asked me, what'd you think about the Echo trailer? And I said, just wait till tomorrow. But I'm going to behave myself. I'm going to behave myself. And I just want to get mine out of the way real quick. So you said, because you're saying we can keep it brief. I enjoyed the trailer. I cannot wait to watch this show. This show looked really good. And all of you people that swore up and down that Daredevil was not going to be good on Disney because all you think about when you think about Disney is fucking animated movies and Little Mermaid and fucking Beauty and the Beast and shit. Y'all looking at that Echo trailer and you all are quiet as fuck now. So it looks like these characters might be in good hands. I really want to say a lot more. I even asked Ernie before it was early in the week. I asked him, do I you mind if I just cut loose a little bit? But I'm going to behave myself. I enjoyed the trailer. I really like the trailer that I saw. I'm really excited to see it. I'm happy we have Vincent D'Onofrio back as Kingpin, and it is going to be bloody and violent, and they are pulling no punches like I was pretty sure that they would not. But how did you feel about that trailer? Blerd Without Fear?
Look, man, that trailer had a lot to love, namely Kingpin shenanigans. Which I thought were look, let me tell you something. The next time y'all see a little girl come up to you using ASL, American Sign Language, for those that don't know what that means. And she's trying to ask you a question, and your response is to do the slow talk to her, like doing that stuff people used to do back in the 80s and 90s. To mock folks that were like deaf or mentally I don't like using the R word, but you know where I'm going. Yeah, all I'm gonna say is this what you got waiting on you. this what you got waiting on you. He beat that fool within an inch of his life.
Daredevil is not gonna be good on fucking Disney Plus. It's gonna be PG. Shut your stupid ass up. Look at this Echo trailer and get the fuck out of my face.
Look,
man, I'm done.
No. You good. No, I was gonna say go off. No, go off. I'm gonna tell you why I'm okay with it, because there's one shot, and I'm gonna show it right here. This shot right here let me know everything I needed to know about this show.
Daredevil is not going to be good. The Punisher is not going to be a good show on Disney Plus. They can't do what the Netflix series did with the Punisher. Pull that picture up real quick.
Yeah. Right here.
The Punisher can't do what he was supposed to do on Disney Plus that he did on Netflix. Y'all are really sitting there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Bigging up that whack Punisher series.
Also, I'm gonna zoom in. I want to zoom in a little bit. Look at what we're talking about.
Let me behave.
Look right there. This dude took a shot to the neck. That wasn't a missed shot, and that is blood that is splattering out behind this dude. All you bloodthirsty heathens that was crying that none of the MCU shows have blood or violence. Well, guess what? You're getting one. As a matter of fact, Carter, did you notice something they said at the end of the trailer?
No. What do you mean?
Right here. So this show is going to show up on Hulu and Disney Plus. For those who don't know, Disney is in the process of buying out the remaining 33% stake that Comcast has in Hulu. So technically, by the time all this comes out, Disney will 100% own Hulu. They already own it. They already own 66% of it. They owned 33% initially, and then they owned the other 33% when they bought Fox. And when they buy out Comcast stake, they'll 100% own Hulu, which is kind of crazy to think about. But what I want to go back to my point. This show will be on both Hulu and Disney Plus. And notice what it says there, Carter. It says, set your Disney Plus profile to TVMA to stream. And the reason why is because this is going to be the first TVMA show or anything produced that's a part of the MCU. So,
now,
yes.
Please, all of you folks. And okay, real quick, in the chat. Even if the trailer is good, the show can still be bad. There have been many good trailers, but bad movies. You are absolutely right.
Yes.
But that ain't what we talking about right now.
No.
What we're talking about right now is everything that was in that trailer. We were never supposed to see shit like that because Disney Plus don't do shit like that. So you know it's going to be trash when it come out on Disney Plus because they can't do what Netflix did. And lo and behold, they doing exactly what Netflix did. Shut your ass up. Not you who said that even if the trailer is good, the show can still be bad. Not you. I'm talking about everybody else because you did bring up a good point. And that was another point that I was going to say. Even though I really enjoyed that trailer, Ernie and I both have seen shows or films where the trailer was dope, but the movie was not. You are absolutely right. But again, we ain't talking about we're not talking about the episodes. We're talking about what you're going to get with this.
Yes.
And all y'all asses that was saying all that good shit. Oh, it's quiet in the church right now.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Oh, no.
That's
100%.
That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about.
Well, and here's a couple of things I want to point out too with this that I'm incredibly happy about. Largely because I'm excited to see what they do with it. So here's one thing. Thing number one is we actually are going to be seeing Zahn McClarnon, who was in Hawkeye as William Lopez. But
a lot of other people might know him from Fargo, actually, as Hanzi.
Yes. Now another thing you might also know him as is Olrox, because he was the voice of Olrox if you watched Castlevania Nocturne.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that was him. That's dope.
That was him. He was Olrox. But he was in Hawkeye. And but you know, if I remember correctly, I think he got his ticket punched. He got his ticket punched on that show. But apparently he's gonna be showing up in like some flashback capacity. Also, another person, and also just real quick, I also know him as Big from Reservation Dogs because I fucking love that show.
I was gonna ask you, but I felt like that would be horrible for me to assume that he would just be on that show. But I was gonna ask if he was on that show as well.
Oh yeah, he is very much on that show. He is very. Also, another person who was on that show is also going to be in this. Devery Jacobs. Some of you may know she was Laura Dannon on Reservation Dogs. We don't know who she's going to be playing, but there is, honestly, based on her look, and because they haven't said who she's playing, I wonder if she's going to be playing a younger Echo, maybe a teenage Echo, because we do know she already has an actress that's going to be portraying her on who's no,
I thought that was my phone for a minute.
I did it first. It's my watch going off. So yeah, I don't know the fuck it is calling me, so I'm not answering it. We're busy. But no, that said, yeah, I don't know who she in particular is going to be playing. We haven't really gotten any confirmation one way or the other on that, as far as I'm aware. But I am curious. I'm definitely curious to know whether what they're going to do with her on that. I also want to just point out real quick too, something else that I liked about this is there's some characters. I don't know who some of these other people are, because some of them have not even been announced. Some of them haven't even been announced as even being on the show, or who it is that they're playing. But we have a rough idea who some of our villains are very likely going to be. We got this cat right here who I'm familiar with the actor, but I don't know his name. I'm not going to pretend to know who he is.
Evil Russian and everything. I'm gonna use a Ted joke with Samuel L. Jackson. If you've seen a movie with an evil Russian,
he's
or
probably
somebody that's trying to fight Jason Statham for some reason, it was probably this dude.
Yeah, most certainly. And of course, we can't forget Vincent D'Onofrio. Y'all see that eye covered up. Y'all see that eye covered up, so we know what happened. Look, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. This part was the only one where I was a little bit thrown off. I was a little bit thrown off by it, if for no other reason than the fact that I was actually half expecting, just based because that whole thing is based on this is an arc they're kind of borrowing from the comics. I was half expecting to see this, but I'll take the one. I'll take the one, because
did he get that Tom Cruise Minority Report eye surgery?
Right, or something. He got something, all right.
Oh, and Robo, I don't know what kind of Mountain Dew that you are boiling before you drink it, but you will never hear me tell you that the Punisher Netflix series was good. That was a goddamn snooze fest. The only good thing about the Punisher Netflix series was John Bernthal was really good casting, because they knew to just to cast a crazy white man, and the intro theme to that show was fire.
It was.
Everything else in and around that show, turn your left face Even more to the left. Look away from me. Don't look at me. That show was whack. That show was whack.
He does not like that show. Not at all. Also, there's some other. I will say there are a lot of notable indigenous actors that are going to be on the show, so I'm excited for that as well. Graham Greene is going to also be popping up, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you'll love this.
Oh, what's
they
up?
said that Rob Taylor in the chat saying that the dude, that typecast dude, he said he looked like an older Ilya Dragunov.
Dude, he really do. He does. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick without.
I just started looking at that dude's matches recently. Why does he use a Def Jam move as a finishing move? Might just run at you and hit you with a head.
Oh yeah, no, dude. He don't play. He don't.
That motherfucker is nuts.
Oh no, he is. Well, yeah, like this. Yeah, this motherfucker right here.
He said the typecast dude like an older version of him. That's crazy.
He does. Like I mean, we jest. We jest about it, but I mean, it ain't. Look, it ain't that it ain't because it's wrong. Cause hell, here, let me pull him back up. Like here, this is dude right here. That's him. And then bam.
That's
it's like,
son.
Dude, that's his son. That's his kid. That's his baby. Man, his baby out here wrestling. Ain't this about a bitch?
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, shoot.
Brought it up in the chat. How, they said that Marvel Snap did Echo dirty. I didn't even know she was in Marvel Snap. What is she in Marvel Snap? Because apparently they saying that she got done dirty in Marvel Snap.
I think she caught a nerf recently.
Wait a minute. You look confused. Wait. Did you stop playing Marvel Snap?
Okay, so I haven't been playing as much this week. So
bring that excuse out, nigga. You ain't played that game. You made me say another one. I said we was done at the beginning of the show. That boy tried to think of a good line. Nah, see what, man? Hey, Alan, wait too. I was getting trophy. No, watch out, little bitch. You ain't playing Marvel Snap no more.
Well, no. So I took a break. Well, I think the last time I played was like 2 weeks ago. I still haven't installed. I haven't uninstalled. It's just like I'm taking a break from it because like I found myself spending too much money on that game, and I was like, let me back up a little bit. But no, I don't know. She didn't get a nerf because from what I see here, it says like her ability is that after your opponent plays an ongoing card here, remove its abilities. No, that's still the same unless they nerfed her power. But I don't know if that's. I never paid as much attention to her. Yeah. To know what her power was, because I didn't use her. I honestly didn't use her. But I think I tried to use her a little bit when she first came out. But honestly, I just thought there were better cards out there. But yeah, either way, that part's not important. We're talking about Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I do want to talk about. You want to talk about the GOAT? Let's talk about my boy Daredevil.
I could not tell, and I rewound that part like 3 or 4 times.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was him or I kept looking at the head. So I'm like, is that him or is that U.S. agent?
No, right
is
there.
He about to get whooped by another woman?
Yeah, look at them Billy Clubs. Look at the Billy Clubs there.
I didn't see them in that shot. I didn't see the Billy Clubs.
Yeah. Oh, no. They specifically picked this shot so you wouldn't. But no, it's him. It's him. And then you see right here, you can see the horns a little bit when he's wearing the Netflix suit
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He's wearing the Netflix suit.
I swore, U.S. agent is finna get served again by Echo now. I promise you, that's what I thought.
Oh no.
But confirmed. That was Daredevil. Okay.
Yeah, that was 100% Daredevil. So yeah, Daredevil's here. We don't know how many episodes. I'm going to assume he's only in 1, and I'm going to go on a limb and say this is likely a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is anything that takes place in present day. No. And I will definitely say I like the way the fight scenes look because they look visceral.
Yes,
they look visceral. Like, if you go here, like this part where like, actually, no, this right here, when Echo is like getting ready to snap this motherfucker's neck, like, I love the facials that she does. Like, you can tell
mugs in every scene.
Oh yeah, like right here. This is another one where she getting ready to bash that motherfucker's face in. I don't even know what it is she has in her hand, but like she has something heavy in her hand and she's about to smash someone's skull in.
So that's her leg.
Oh,
I did recognize
shit.
that in the trailer. That's a
Dude. And you know what? I slick forgot. Like until like I saw the trailer earlier.
yeah.
I slick forgot that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she actually, because the actress herself is like, she's not pretending to be deaf. She actually is deaf in real life.
Okay.
And she actually does have she actually did lose part of her leg in real life. So like what you're seeing is what you're actually getting. Like this isn't like I don't want nobody to come back and be like, oh man, that's some bad CG on that leg. Like, no, that's for real. But no, like, dude, she is like, but I want to go back to this right here. Man, that is the look of a motherfucker who is getting ready to enjoy fucking you up. So yeah, I love it. I love what I see here. And yeah, like I said, this show is gonna be awesome. This show is gonna be really awesome. I'm looking very forward to this. And yeah, man, I do wonder though. This is what I want to know. I want to know who this big motherfucker is coming up out this tent. Is
Jason Momoa as Lobo?
Oh God, get me out of here! I'm done. Look, that motherfucker be dancing like he was in Fast X. Lord, got the feather boa on.
Enchante.
Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, that I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited, and with that, I think we can move on.
Have you done a video on Echo?
I did a full video breakdown of Echo.
Okay. All right.
Everything about her powers, her abilities. Yeah. Not that she doesn't act well. I mean, she had the Phoenix Force up until recently. But
yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, she. I
didn't know she lost it. Okay.
Yeah, she lost it. I forget exactly when it happened, but it was sometime between Jason Aaron's Avengers and the Jed McKay kickoff. But
Robo,
supposedly shouldn't have it anymore.
Just get out, bro. Get out.
That's Blanca. Hey, honestly, if you told me this was a shot from the old 1990 Street Fighter movie, I'd have believed you.
No, y'all didn't say that was Scar. Come on now, y'all. Come on. Y'all are being nasty.
No,
y'all are being nasty saying that Scar.
Look, man, first off.
Why would he be in Samoa? That looked like the island.
No, this makes it look like the island of Samoa. Lord, that is the res, my guy. That is the res. That is the res they are on right now.
Y'all just got through bringing up Banshee earlier. How y'all know that big food not cheating? I really slick want to watch that show again now since they
Banshee. Oh yeah.
Because apparently a lot of people watched. Apparently, a lot of people saw this trailer and it made them think of Banshee. Apparently.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have the show pulled up.
Had you not seen it?
I've seen it before, but I never finished it. Like I watched like a couple episodes and it's kind of went. It was during a time where I didn't actually have like Cinemax, HBO cable, whatever. I think it came on Cinemax. I didn't have it, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. I watched a couple episodes one time, and then like my trial ended, and I was like, yeah, I don't want Cinemax anymore. That was yonder days of cable. But I guess let's get into our recommendeds real quick. You, Carter, do you have a recommended this week?
I do, and it's something we actually talked about a couple Blerd Caves ago when we were talking about Jeff Johns, Gary Frank, and that entire collective making their baby that's called Ghost Machine. So
yeah.
And now that I've finished all the issues and the giant size that's gonna set the stage for everything, I'm gonna be recommending Geiger this week. Really interesting book. They really try to move away from superhero stuff and things like that. It almost felt like Fallout to me.
Like talking about the style of the story.
In the sense of there was a nuke, everything got blown off. The only thing that's left really is Vegas. So it made me think about New Vegas because that's the only Fallout game I've played, and it made me think of. And then
you've only ever played New Vegas?
That's the only one I've ever played.
Interesting.
And everyone in Vegas, each casino has a different group of people in it that control everything. And then you have this brother here, Geiger himself, who when it came to Gary Frank's art, it was very inconsistent to where I couldn't tell if that dude was black or he was white or he was mixed or it was the shadow when Gary Frank was trying to draw him under the shade, but his character it's almost like a boogeyman. People don't even believe that he's real, but
Right.
From the issues that I read and how everything is going to spread from Geiger to the other series that Jeff Johns is going to be doing under his little Ghost Machine umbrella, I really enjoyed these issues. These were really good with some really good art, even though I couldn't tell what race the main character was. I think that it absolutely deserves a read. It ain't a big one. It's only 6 issues.
Yeah. Wait, didn't they not do a
That's what I was gonna say. Last year they came out with a one shot. But
okay, that's what it was.
It was 80-page one shot.
Okay, that's what it was. See, when you said that, I was like, wait a minute, no, they just came back not that long ago. But yeah, now that you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that was.
But yeah, now that I've read it, because I wanted to read it prior, and then I also wanted to do a fun fact thing with you, Ernie. When it came to the Ghost Machine stuff that we reported on, apparently this was their second swing at bat, because when I grabbed the older issues, because they were in floppies at that comic shop I told you about that I go to. They tried this before under a different name. The original name of Ghost Machine was Mad Ghost.
Really?
And that shit fell on deaf ears, so it got that good rebrand. They did the Vince McMahon get the F out and turned it into Ghost. We turned it into Ghost Machine.
Oh no, you know what they did? They did like what they do in Memphis. Yeah, how we have like the China Inn, and when that motherfucker gets shut down, they come back and they have the China Inn too.
Disgusting. But yeah, those were 6 really fun issues, and it really makes me want to see where the story is going to go with the characters that are involved and what other subsequent. Oh shit! Well, we know what you recommended this week, huh?
I didn't mean to pull it up. That I was clicking on it to move it, and I accidentally clicked twice. But yes, carry on.
But yes, Geiger is my recommendation. Jeff Johns, Gary Frank. You all will enjoy yourselves if you like that team up of writer and artist. Ernie, what are you recommending? Because the audio files don't know what just happened.
Oh yeah, no, I'm recommending the Death of Captain America. So actually, it's actually not just that. I'm actually recommending 2 things, but it's all kind of a part of the same collective.
Yeah.
But the return of the Winter Soldier, and this is a variant, but the Death of Captain America. This is all Ed Brubaker. Captain America. I was actually talking with a friend of mine, actually a mutual of myself and Left Face. We were talking about this in the Discord last night, so I picked it up while I was playing, like in between spots of like watching various horror movies and TV shows that I was trying to catch up on last night, and playing Alan Wake. I kept picking these up and reading through them, but it was just I don't know, it reminded me why I loved Ed Brubaker's Captain America so much. And this is actually, and I can't take too much credit for this, but it reminded me why I loved Ed Brubaker's run so much. And it was because it felt like a comic that wasn't a comic. You remember how like we always talk about Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the movie?
Yeah.
And the most common thing you probably hear people say is that, man, it feels like a movie that could literally be any other movie. Like if you didn't know, if someone didn't tell you that it was in the MCU, you could just believe this is just a standalone, solid spy thriller picture.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about Ed Brubaker's run on Captain America. I feel like it's one of those things, like it reads like a novel that has pictures. Like like when I read it, that I felt like I was reading an actual, just straight up book, and not in a bad way. I don't. Sometimes people say that. I know it's a criticism I laid at the feet of Hickman regarding gods, but no, I mean this in the nicest and most positive way humanly possible. But yeah,
Did Brubaker do all of uh the Bucky Cap era? Because
I believe so.
I want just the because I wasn't really a Steve Rogers guy up until the Secret Empire stuff, just because it was so different. But I really wanted to read the Winter Soldier, Captain America era of books for no other reason. And I know this is gonna sound very just vain, but I liked how fire his cap suit was, so I wanted to read that book.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Brubaker was the architect over all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, Brubaker was on Captain America for a while. Because the next, I'm not gonna try and put those back up there just yet. But the next one I gotta get Trial of the Winter Soldier. Yeah, it was a Trial of the Winter Soldier. And Captain America Lives. Those are the next two, and then I'll have the full set.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my recommended. I highly recommend you check it out, especially now more than ever. That book is oddly timely. Really, Captain America is always oddly timely, but still, like, I was like, oh wow, interesting. Let's jump into the here. Let me pull up the Discord here. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to blink Carter out of existence for a split second to grab Discord. Here we go. I'm in the question section. Let's kick this off. Qdoma says, hello, Blerd, with actually it was Bellerd without fear.
Bellerd.
I'm just fucking with you. I didn't actually mean to use that one either. My hand slipped. I was laughing at the time. Says, hope you're having a great day. Recently, I checked out Captain Laserhawk. It was great. For those who don't know, it's like a Far Cry Blood Dragon spinoff anime. Says, I do believe it was made by the same people who did Castlevania. My question is, what two game franchises that you grew up with would you like to see made into series on Netflix? So, you know what? It's kind of funny you said that. You know, a game I grew up playing a lot back in the day, back in the gap, that I really enjoyed, that I feel like I wish got that same kind of love. It was a game I used to literally play all the time whenever we had like sleepovers and, you know, things of that nature. How many of y'all remember a little game called Contra?
Oh yeah.
So like I remember like cuz like so back in the day it was like you played one of two things. You either played like if you were on the OG, and I'm talking about OG not Super Nintendo, but OG Nintendo, you played either Contra or you played its sequel, Super C or Super Contra, whichever territory you were in, that was the name. And then like when I got, I think by the time I got to the Super Nintendo, that was when you had Contra 3. That had come out by that point, which Contra 3 I think might actually be my favorite. I think it might actually be my favorite Contra. Yeah, because I played that one so much. But anyway, I would actually like to see an anime series based off of that. I think it would actually work stupid well. And then last, but most certainly not least, and I don't know, maybe this is something that is already in the works. I don't know. I feel like this is something that should already be in the works. But Carter, did you ever play the OG original recipe Ninja Gaiden? Did you ever play that back in the day?
No.
Okay. So for those, I like back in the day, I remember playing like the old, like I think by the time that it came along, I never really got too much into Ninja Gaiden 1. I think by the time I was really getting into it, Ninja Gaiden 2 was out by that point. But Ninja Gaiden 2 doesn't matter. Those games were so much fun, even though they were so ridiculously difficult. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought they were really cool. They had like a nice feel to them, nice vibe, nice story. I think you could really like do something with that, like, especially in the same vein as Castlevania or Captain Laserhawk. I think you could definitely do something like that. Carter, you have anything that you would?
I would answer this next question
Oh,
for
go ahead. Go
you,
off,
but
King.
because it's actually something I actually wanted to talk to you about.
Oh,
Um,
shoot.
it's from Trap God Thanos.
Ooh.
Appreciate you, brother. It's a lot of words in there, but he wants to thank us because if it wasn't for us, he wouldn't have gotten into the massive verse. And he says that he's been loving the books that he's read. Rogue Sun seems to be his favorite because Rogue Sun, in his opinion, is one of the best comics coming out currently and deserves more respect. My question for you is, do you think Radiant Black has kind of started falling off? It started off strong for me, but whenever a certain character comes back, it feels like it's been spinning its wheel. I also am not a fan of the 0.5 gimmick they're doing for the Catalyst arc right now. It feels like a cop-out. On a side note, pray for my sister, guys. She's in the hospital, and the doctor says it's because she hasn't been getting those motherfucking likes up enough. He got your ass, didn't he? Yeah, he got your ass.
He got me. He got my ass. The sad thing is, I was looking at the question the whole time. Like, I was reading along with you, and I was like, oh, yeah.
So this is something I don't think you know about because you and I have not had this discussion, and you've been doing so many other books you probably don't know. But you left off on Radiant Black with that survey of who do you want to take up the mantle of Radiant Black, right?
Mm-hmm. I read the issue after.
All right. So they have the whole catalyst arc where all those different catalysts are coming to Earth and trying to take over it. So it's gonna look like it's some kind of real big team up book. What Trap God Thanos is talking about, which I'm also one of those people that don't really like that 0.5 gimmick they're doing. You're gonna have issue 26 of Radiant Black, and then you're gonna have 26.5. Basically saying that person you voted on, it's irrelevant because what Kyle Higgins is doing is he's doing issue 26 for the people that wanted this dude to be Radiant Black, and then 26.5 for this dude that everybody wanted to be Radiant Black. So the voting shit was basically pointless because he was going to do 2 of the same issues with whoever people voted on.
Yeah, I can see why people might. And honestly, I foresaw this happening. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. And I was not surprised by it in the slightest because the issue that I think people are running into with that people are running into with this whole thing is that I feel like there are people who I think they expected to go the way it did with Death in the Family.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you know this, but they never released the version of what would have happened by itself. Like if you ever got like one of the trades, like one of the deluxe trades of Death in the Family, they actually in the back, they show you what the last page of that issue would have looked like. It actually was kind of dumb, if I'm not mistaken. Just to kind of give you an idea, because I actually was going back and doing some Red Hood catch up. And I saw that I saw the what if, like what what if it went the other way? And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of underwhelmed by it. But here, I'll share it with you. They're actually gonna re-release. I don't know if it's been done yet. They're actually gonna re-release Death in the Family with that other now here, let me do this, and we're not in the right section, but anyway, this is it right here. I'll zoom in a little bit because it's like here it is. Yeah, right here, and then here I'm gonna take this down so y'all can actually just see it better. But yeah, you see like right here where he literally finds Jason Todd on the road. He's like, he's alive, thank God, and he just skips off into the distance. Gets in the car, drives off. That's literally how that would have played out if they would have actually done it the way they initially if they would have went the other way. But they are going to be releasing that. So that took a long time for that to hit the surface. I think a lot of people expected them to do the same with this, and they didn't. And while I am not surprised by it, I do feel for the people who legitimately feel bamboozled. I kind of knew from jump because I came from it not as a fan, not as a reader. I came at it from a writer's perspective. That because I actually thought about it. The first thing I thought about, because I was actually in the middle of writing my comic when this whole thing was going on. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, I wonder, like, how do you plan for something like that? And then I sat down, and then what I did was I came up with a crossroad scenario for my own comic, and then wrote how I would do it. If people went one way, how would I do it, but still maintain the vision of the comic that I already had in mind. But without, sacrificing the integrity of a vote. And honestly, it's difficult to do. It's kind of the same reason why video games, when they say, oh, every choice you make matters, when ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't really. Because you're still playing their game, and the game is always going to end the way that they want it to end. Now, you can make a case for games like Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate, so on and so forth, where those things do matter a bit more. But even then, the developers have already come up with maybe 3 to 4 possible ways things can go, and they will always go that way regardless of what you choose. It's kind of like how Baldur's Gate 3 is said to have like 17,000 permutations of its ending. In reality, there's still only like 4 or 5 endings to that game. It's just that there are so many different variations of those 4 or 5 endings. So that's there. All of that was innate of saying that while I get why everyone's angry, I'm not. I'm not surprised by this occurrence. I actually, honestly, I kind of expected it.
All right. Lightning round, my brother. We
Let's
got
do
another
it.
one from Urban Prince Strong Style saying, good afternoon, Blerd and Carter on this glorious Saturday. Here's his question. Are we finally getting Marvel Knights in the MCU with Marvel spotlights that focused on street level characters? Because I think that's 2 questions. That's why I didn't answer the other part.
Oh, I was reading it with you, and I was like, is he having a stroke?
No.
That's why I kind of sat there for a minute. I mean, I see. That's not really a question. The second part. Honestly, I could answer both of these because one of them is easy. The answer is yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes. Kevin Feige has already openly stated that they are going to be focusing more on street level heroes. So I don't think that's much of a reach. I don't have to go any deeper than that. But as far as which characters I would want to see, I do agree. I would love to see Ghost Rider, though I don't want to see Johnny Blaze. I want Robbie Reyes. I don't care if Johnny Blaze is present, but yes, he can be there. I would also like to see a return to characters like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, a better Iron Fist. I would also like to see Punisher, which I think all those are pretty obvious at this point. So if we're going outside of the obvious ones, I would like to see more of a focus on... Well, I don't want to say Moon Knight because technically he's already there.
Okay.
Let's say, what's a good street level hero we have not already? Because I feel like a lot of them, technically, we've either already seen or we've seen versions of them in the past. You know what? Here's what I'll say. Because we have gotten quite a few of them throughout the years. And pretty much all the ones that I've just named off are some of the main ones people would know. But I will throw you one better. Give me characters like maybe a Misty Knight, which technically, like I said, we've kind of already had before, but not like in her own thing. Like, give me better yet, give me a Daughters of the Dragon. Give me a Misty Knight and Colleen Wing deal. Give me a Heroes for Hire. Give me, and honestly, while I know some people probably wouldn't expect me to say this, give me a street level Black Panther. I would like to see street level Black Panther. Give me that Black Panther Man Without Fear. That would be legit.
All right, we got another one.
What
here.
you got?
We got one from the boy Haifa Kage. Afternoon, fellas. My question is, what game or games are you keeping an eye on for a future release? I heard about the Project 007, but I'm skeptical, excuse me, because the last big spy game I wanted, which was Alpha Protocol, yuck, was straight trash. By the way, shout out to myself for still kicking around in year 3 of my cancer remission. Congratulations, brother.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, just for that, dropping the bomb for you.
All right, big dog. What game are you keeping an eye out for in the future?
Well, this one is gonna be kind of a wah 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 because it's actually not that far away. So a lot of you who know me, you know I'm a huge fan of Like a Dragon, the Yakuza series, because it's actually technically in Japan. It's not called Yakuza. It's called Ryugagatoku, which basically translated is Like a Dragon, and that's what they're actually going to start calling the series over here permanently. It's not going to be called Yakuza anymore. It's going to be called Like a Dragon. And if I'm not mistaken, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is going to be coming out in January of next year. And this is the game I am eagerly anticipating. So, yeah. Very much looking forward to this. Also looking forward to the spin-off. I think, God, what is it called? I think it's called Like a Dragon. What was it? The Man Who Erased His Name. Which actually comes out in a few days. Comes out November 8th. That one is the one that's going to be focused on Kiryu. So that's the one. This will be out very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. But the other one is going to have both Ichiban and Kiryu. So looking forward to that as well.
Okay.
Let's see. What you got? You got any games I know Alan Wake is coming and gone, but man, you got anything else?
Oh, I'm gonna be a real basic bitch. Wolverine.
That's fair.
I'm waiting on that. Like, that is top priority for me, and I don't want you or anybody else to take this the wrong way. I could give a fuck about Spider-Man because, okay, this is gonna sound real bad. Once you've played one, you have played them all.
God damn. This monster.
I'm sorry. If you put a gun to my head and made me pick something else other than Wolverine, I would say the next Monster Hunter for sure.
Okay, I'll give you that. All
right.
And then last
question from the Discord from the fiendish LJ Brown. Hey, Ernie and Carter, I was wondering you guys' thoughts on the Variety Marvel news in regards to Blade, the Marvels, and everything else involved. P.S. Carter, I'm gonna ban you.
So, okay, actually, it's funny that was brought up because actually a homie of mine on Twitter, I don't want to give up names because I don't want them getting blown up over some bullshit, but I'll share the there was a tweet that they sent to me. They sent a tweet to me that basically told me some inside baseball on that whole situation. So the whole thing with Mahershala Ali claiming that he wasn't even in the original script or whatever, or something like that. Something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. Actually, I can't share the tweet because it's gone now. But basically, the long and short of it was that it was a person who had worked on the script for Blade. Prior to prior to any like rewrites, and they basically called out Mahershala Ali as lying. As far as like all the rest of it goes, because I think the general consensus that a lot of people who aren't falling for the MCU hate train that is very popular. It's like hating the MCU is like a personality trait for some people. But basically Mahershala Ali, because he's been attached to this movie for so long, that he wants out of it. And there's even been some rumor around the campfire that the Blade movie he wants made is not a Blade movie you want to see. That's the long story short, it would be a Blade movie that does not even have vampires in it and no vampire hunting. Matter of fact, does not even really feature Blade doing anything remotely close to hunting vampires, not even werewolves or other monsters. It sounds like he wants it to be something that, like, honestly, you know what it is? It's one of those situations where I feel like an actor signed on for something that they had no clue what it was they were signing on for. That's what it sounds like.
I'm going to be completely honest and say that I have no idea what you or the question is referencing, because I didn't know there was an article out. So
it was something.
Will read that article just to see what, just to get the lay of the land so I can see what everybody's talking about.
I can give you the long and short of it. The long and short of it is that Mahershala Ali basically wants out of Blade, and that he's implied that he tried to leave, and there's even some people saying that it's probably more likely he's trying to get fired from Blade because he's contractually obligated to do the movie and he can't get out of it because by and large, I've understood Marvel Studios contracts are pretty ironclad. But yeah, that's basically the idea I've gotten from it. As far as everything else, like, cause people talking about how, Marvel's in shambles. They're waning. They're having to start everything over, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. This is a lot of people who, and I want to make sure y'all understand something here. On the Blerd Cave, and anything I've ever done, I try not to report much on rumor and conjecture and things that cannot be actually confirmed. This is why every time there's some new MCU report, I don't talk about it, because a lot of the times it's bullshit and it's people making shit up for clicks. Carter, did you know there's a whole algorithm now around MCU hate on TikTok?
I've heard about that. See, when you brought up everything that you're saying that Mahershala really wants to do and what no one else wants to do, that's why I was saying I haven't read anything in regards to it, so I don't know how true it is of what you're saying, because it could very well be the same. Like, it could very well be bogus, and that's just somebody that's saying Mahershala has said all this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very ignorant to everything that's going on because I haven't read up on it. As soon as you all say variety, I kind of check out because we don't know how true that shit is.
Well, I mean, variety is more reliable than most, but like what I'm talking about is a lot of this news spreads like wildfire because of bullshit internet accounts. Like people like We Got This Covered and you're bounding into comics. Like, people see that shit and think these people are credible sources, and they're not. Well, they're just making shit up.
What's that Twitter? Like, I think it's like discussing films or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you'll have a lot of people that they'll see the name and the blue check, but won't realize that the name will have like 2 eyes in it or an extra S. And then they DM you or they tag you in them goddamn tweets, or they tag me in them goddamn tweets. So that's and
I literally have to be like,
for sure.
Read the screen name.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Is the MCU in shambles? No. Are they changing things? Yes. Because if you do not change, guess what happens? You get boring. Now, do I think a lot of the MCU hate is overblown? Yes. I think a lot of people are just being... Yeah. Has every movie Marvel's put out since Endgame been like so amazing? No, not exactly. But I don't think any of the movies they put out have been just egregiously as bad as some people try and put them out to be. A lot of people have this romanticization of the early days of the MCU, like everything from the very beginning with Iron Man up until Endgame. Everybody has this really weird romanticization that everything was perfect, and it was not. It was not. Like, when people say, the Thor Love and Thunder is so bad, like it's the worst movie in the MCU, and I'm like, bruh, y'all really gonna sit here and act like Thor the Dark World never happened, or that Iron Man 2 or 3 didn't happen. But yeah, it's overblown. People just need to calm the fuck down. Like, the person that I was citing was someone who wrote and worked on Blade. So I don't give a fuck about anything else anyone else has to say. Whether it's We Got This Covered or somebody else, fill in the blank random Twitter or TikTok or Facebook person. So yeah, I don't know. No. Moving on to questions from the chat, and first and foremost, from the chat, that I want to address. These aren't so much questions, but I'm just highlighting. This one isn't so much a question. I'm just going to highlight it anyway because we got Blerd Club Silver out of Elite X1. Thank you for that, homie. Thank you. We also got S-Thomp10 with the $5 says, there's a small minority of black nerds who think black men are being emasculated in our media. I think this opinion is silly. How do y'all feel? Yes, I think it's as silly as you might imagine, because here's the thing. And no one wants to look at it this way, because then it would cause a cognitive dissonance. It's not that black men or black people in general are being shit on or whatever across all media, that there's like some collective effort to do so. The thing is that, for lack of a better way to put it, black people are getting the same types of storytelling in a lot of cases that everyone else gets. And sometimes what that looks like is a black character being shown to be vulnerable. So there you go. That's all I will say on it, because I think, honestly, it is so stupid. Unless you have something to say, Carter.
I remember when Jonathan Majors did that photo shoot where he had on the pink and everything, and he had on
I
like,
think it was a dress.
No, it wasn't a dress. It was, he was wearing some jeans.
No,
and like
there was another
big,
shot where he was wearing something that was not. It was not pants. The
one I was referencing, it was like this big, like feathery pink jacket, and everybody was talking about how, that was an example that I saw where people were bringing up that black men are getting emasculated because of what he was wearing in that instance, and he picked it, but it was because it was a fucking reference to One Piece, apparently. So it was him being fucking nerd. He was nerding out about a character that he knew from One Piece, and then got spun into why they doing our black, why we got to be look. It was him being a fucking nerd. So what the fuck are you talking about?
People are just.
So that's how I look at That's how I look at some shit. When I get asked that question, I will go back to that, because it's like that was him being a nerd, and then y'all spun it into that. So,
people are just fucking stupid. That's just full stop. People are just fucking stupid, and they look for any fucking excuse to be angry. And I can't. Let's see. Do we have any questions in here? I'm going back and looking. I see one from Tubes of One here. Spider-Man 2 out and Wolverine coming soon. You think Insomniac can build this video game universe enough to create a new Ultimate Alliance? I don't think we're going to go that far, but I do definitely think there'll be references between games.
Why didn't you play Marvel's The Avengers? I'm being an asshole when I ask that question.
You motherfucker. But no, this monster. But no, so I will also say before moving on from that too, I would also tell people, just go play the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order. Just go play that. But no, I think, but outside of references, because there are references to other heroes in Marvel, in Spider-Man 2, I would not expect anything like super big. Not now, not anytime soon. YTube Noob says, at the end of PS5 Spider-Man 2, there's a feast worker moving Peter's stuff in a truck that looks like Vita Ayala. Is that a cameo? Also, if you like Metal Gear Solid, watch Spriggan, the anime. Yes, Spriggan is actually pretty damn cool. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it came out like a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. If it's the one I'm thinking about. But I don't know. I actually did not catch that. I don't know if that was supposed to be like, I don't know if that was supposed to be Vita. Or not. Because to be 100% fair, there are a few character models that just based on Vita's looks, I could make that case. But if it was them, I have no idea. I can't say. Let's see. Do we got a? I'm going back just a little bit more just to see if there's anything else. I don't see none that stick out. Those are the only ones I've seen so far.
I'm not saying anything else because fuck LJ Brown. We're not doing it.
No. The other says, I just saw some images of the new Punisher coming out and it looks good, but I'm still on the fence. I think they should have used an existing character like Lynn Michael. What do y'all think? I kind of wish they would just remember they have other characters, but you know, what are you going to do? And honestly, I feel like people would find some reason to be angry about that. So, you won't be able to. You won't be able to please all parties involved. And yeah, I think either way, even if they went with a character that was already established, somebody was going to be mad. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Going, scrolling down a little bit more. I think that was 3. Yeah, that was 3. Got one here from Chris Debo. Says, Ernie and Carter, if you've seen it, thoughts on Miles Morales' final costume in Spider-Man 2 The Game? I honestly think it's awful, just as bad as his recent puffy hoodie costume. So here's the funny thing about that.
We talked about it last week. That's what's funny about it.
Well, no. Something else, Carter. You haven't seen this. Have you seen what Adidas just recently did?
You talking about those ugly ass 4D shoes?
No. Well, that too.
Oh.
They have made the costume into something you can actually wear.
I'm going to be real mean when I say this. There is no one that... Can you go back to the outfit?
Yeah.
All right. Now go to the pants. Nobody with body types like them can wear those clothes. Nobody that played that game has that body type.
Oh, yeah. No, that is... Yeah, that's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
That's sorry.
A fair statement. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not, because I can tell you right now, I can't wear it. Dude, that shit would look ugly as fuck on me. Look, because I don't work out like that. I eat a lot. I like food, okay? So I also like ice cream and cakes and pies and cheesecakes and shit.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it. But yeah, I think it's fun.
Be honest.
Go ahead.
Who is it? Hey, Ernie, it's Robo. And you open your door and he wearing that shit.
He wouldn't. I know Robo well enough. He wouldn't do it. But now that you said that, now he would. Yeah, because actually he just look here. I want to highlight something. He said, look, I was gaming when I was hard body, but I can't say shit now. See. Okay, we have that was what, 4 questions. So we're now down to our last one. Big K Gaming says, question. If you had the chance to make a movie or TV show based on a comic, what character would you pick and how would you make it? Would you do like, okay. How would you make it? I would do Black Lightning in the style of Batman. Okay. So if I had the chance, like if someone came to me and said, hey, we want you to make a movie or TV show based on a comic, I tell you what I would do. And, you know, this is going to sound like so out of left field because it's not anything from, it wouldn't be anything from Marvel or DC. It like at all. Like it wouldn't even be so here's it wouldn't even be anything from, it wouldn't even be anything from Image Comics either.
Mm-hmm.
What I personally would do is, and I feel like all roads lead back here, I would make a movie about Guyver, but I would make it amazing.
I always expect you to be referencing MacGyver every time you say that.
No. Guyver, do 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 do. Guyver, do 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 do. No. Or actually the homie the homie Antoine Goes Mitchell the other day, he and I were talking. Another one I would want to do, just because him talking about it made me remember it. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, Carter, but there was an anime back in the day that also I believe had a manga as well called 8-Man. I would do that. I would do that shit in a fucking heartbeat because it's just so fucking off the wall. Okay. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, what the old 8-Man comic used to look like back in the day. Gotcha. But yeah, that's what I would do. That is my thing. What would you do, Carter? What would you do?
A movie or TV show based on a comic. Mm-hmm. I would have to say a TV show that is based on the Christopher Cantwell Angel.
Here, tilt it down a little. Tilt it down a little. There you go. Light was washing out.
Yeah. But I would probably do the Cantwell Angel run. You could do it as a limited series because it was only 8 issues. And I like the spin that and the tweaks that they did of being a well-renowned, big-time Hollywood TV show about Angel and Cordelia having angel investigations, killing vampires, but that's actually what they did as soon as the shit said cut. Gunn being the TV agent, Lorne being a completely different character where he was just an introverted shut-in and stuff like that. But I really like the Christopher Cantwell Angel run, even though I didn't really like a lot of what I read from his Iron Man book when he went back to Marvel. But I really, really like this Boom Angel run. So I wouldn't mind seeing like a limited Netflix, Amazon thing or shit. Do it like they do in Buffy right now, where it's that podcast. Or the like they did Batman Unburied. They're doing that right now with Buffy.
I guess real quick, just because I see what time we're creeping up on. We got less than 5 minutes. I will say I never said how I would do it. I would do it in the same style as Sin City was done. Not saying in black and white, but very hype. Guyver, yeah, I would do it in a very or 8-Man. I would do it in a very stylized form. Like I would use. I'm probably, and even though a lot of people don't like this, I would honestly shoot just about everything on green screen to make everything look the way I would want it to look. So there's that. Anyway, that is the show, everybody. Because you are not getting a 3-hour show out of me, LJ Brown. You can go ahead and give that up. That is not happening. But that said, thank you everyone. For those who were, just in the chat, chilling, lurking, super chatting, regular chatting. Whoever, however, oh wait, we can't leave just yet because there was one thing I forgot. There was a super chat that speaking of super chats, I don't want to leave without this because we got one here. This is actually from the homie Gabriel the Dark Knight. He hooked us up with one last 1999 super chat on the way out the door. Says dropping this because I'm thankful that I've been able to catch a full live show today. Great content, comments, conversations, ego, bacon, and heifers. That's the name. I'm calling it. That's gonna be the name. But we're gonna get all that. But yes, thank you everyone. Patreon and channel member content will be coming out here before too long. I got some stuff I'm working on that I kind of want to show off. And yeah, I think yeah, I think that's going to be the thing. For Carter Presents, I'm the Blur Without Fear. And you know what? Today, just this one time, no one, at least for now, needs to go to hell.
Except the Netflix Punisher series.